Hey
Hello.
everybody, welcome to the Nerd Rage Gaming stream chat. I am joined today by Allison. How's it going, Allison?
Good. How you doing?
Great, not too bad, surviving. We are going to have a very spicy night tonight. We
Lot of
have
people. Lot
15
of
players,
people.
I believe. So there's going to be a lot of really good meta decks, actually. A lot of the heavy hitters will be out here today in the Chicagoland area. So we're going to see some pretty good games back and forth. It really depends on what people are playing, but I expect a little bit of everything because of the Hiram ban that just happened recently. People are trying out new things, and is there any other deck that's out there that you're kind of excited to see, or
I don't know. We got red, blue, but I know there's the new Maui shark with a lot of actions that's
yes,
been floating around. So curious if we'll see that. But we also have a lot of players that play their main colors.
correct?
So I think there's some Blurple coming back,
Yeah,
seeing if they can make some of that work, and some red purple, some
yeah.
aggro. We got some aggro players in the house, I imagine. So a lot of everything.
Yeah, so we'll try to get some variety into the mix and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. But how's everybody doing tonight? I see a couple familiar faces or familiar usernames out there. Frosty Man, how's it going? I think we missed you last week. But hope you guys are having a great week so far. They are just setting up the games right now, so we'll see how that's going. We did have a pretty big weekend of different events. There was a couple tournaments in the U.S. that were for some enchanted prizes, and then there was also a big event out in Germany where
Yep.
DKP won with his signature Ruby Sapphire build, which is a different take on the traditional Ruby Sapphire that has a lot more of the McDuck manners and the Maui Sharks for the winning
Maui
condition.
Sharks going
So
back up in price. We can see
it
it.
is, yeah,
They're going to
Maui
be buying
Sharks,
them up.
yes, for sure.
I don't have
So
mine.
it's a tough card to pull, and like I think it was like 50,
Yeah.
60 bucks or something like
It
that.
was already up there, and then I think it kind of fell out
Hmm.
with the new item builds that are now less
Yes,
used
right,
with the
right.
Hiram ban. So it'll be interesting to see in the market what happens there.
Yeah, so I'm also interested to see if anybody's playing that tonight. There are a couple Red Blue players here tonight, so I'm not sure if they're going to be doing the more traditional items list or if they're going to try DKP. So that's going to be exciting to see. But yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of everything tonight. So
Yep.
we will definitely check
And a
that
lot
out.
of games.
Yeah, so it might be 4 rounds tonight, so it's going to be a longer night unless they cut it off to top two undefeateds. That
Hmm.
might play out too as well, and depending on how the logistics happen. Apologies for last week's streams. I know we only were able to do the first 2 rounds. We had a little bit of glitch error in the last stream, the last round of the stream, but hopefully today is up and running, and we will get you guys some really good quality content.
And as always, we're here in Buffalo Grove on Tuesday nights. We start at 6:30. So if you ever want to join us, want to try out your own deck, want to net deck something you saw over the weekend, always come on by. We got a great crew.
Yeah, what have you guys been playing? Those who are in the chat right now, have you guys been playing anything spicy, anything like meta related? Kind of hear your thoughts in the chat. That'd be pretty cool to see if anybody's trying out something spicy, which is my kind of decks. Those kind of tier 2, tier 3
Yeah, you
decks.
got two tier,
I,
tier three.
those are the decks I thrive
Uh
and
oh.
I love it. So I mean,
Yep.
I can play meta. I prefer to play a little bit more fun and spicy decks. So that's kind of what I'm
That's me too. A lot of throwing stuff at the wall. So
yes.
we're gonna see what happens when we see some tier one decks. How well we're
Yeah.
gonna commentate those, but we'll do our best. Don't worry.
Yeah, so stay tuned. It's coming up real quick. But yeah, I'm excited for the meta because with the Hiram ban and Fortisphere ban, for those who don't know, I think it was about already 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Ravensburger did
Two
their
weeks
first,
exactly.
yes, exactly 2 weeks to, yeah, and we did have the tournament last week where people had to change the deck like last minute,
Yes, last second we were
um,
playing with, and then we
the
were not
live.
playing. Oh,
So
here we
they did ban the
go.
2 cards, and we're gonna see how that affects the games today. We have Ray Ray, who is usually commentating. He gets a play, which is nice. He's playing red blue. And then we have Ivan on the right playing red purple.
Amazing.
How do you think this matchup will be? I think you know kind of what Ray Ray's playing in a way.
Yeah, I think it depends on, Ivan is really going to try to get to his um, be prepared, I think, once he can kind of lock the board down. And I think Ray Ray, it's all about ramping as quickly as possible and
Hmm.
getting to that point where he can get some bigger characters. I think he's still playing Dime.
I believe so, yes.
There it is.
There it is
It's in
right
his
there.
hand. He is
Okay.
still playing Dime.
And I think the red purple list hasn't really changed much. I don't think Ivan runs any new set 7 cards. So it's a lot of the original decks from the last format. So
Yeah, and it's nice to see him back on Red Purple. He's great at this
yes.
deck. He played the set one, set two. And then it, fell off a little bit, but he really draws a lot of cards, plays a lot of cards,
Yes.
has the bounce package, but has a lot of things. You'll see he had the Chernobygs, which he just popped to draw. He's placing down that Cusco, which also, when it banishes, draws.
Right.
Which is really nice into this red as well. That's gonna banish things.
Yeah, his deck, Ivan's deck, has a lot of resources now with so much draw power. I think he did take top 8 at the World Class Cards 5K event a couple weeks back as well, so he's well familiar with this deck and the matchups. And Ray Ray is opting to play the Queen package in here, which searches the top 4, you find an item, and then you could play it for free if it is 3 or 4 cost or less. So he's playing the Sapphire Coil there, comes in play Exerted, so a lot of value there.
And it is interesting. So on 2 ink, we missed it, but he did ink his sail and
Mm.
played a coil. What do you think about that?
Okay, yeah, I think he's probably setting up because a lot of the purple cards have a lot of strength. So if you're just minusing the goats and the foxes and the crabs, it's a lot easier for you to kind of remove it with like things like Brawl or Sisu.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And he inks a brawl there. We see 2 queens. I'm sure he's looking for the workshop, I would imagine. That's going to be his
Yeah.
draw power now. I can't tell if he has it in hand. I see a dime, I see a Maui, and I see something else. Okay, we got our
So, yep, we have
library.
Crab pumping up the Cusco there to take out the Queen. He gets some draw out of that and a lot of value
He
there
should get 2 draw, I thought.
because of the library, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he drew quickly or if he missed it. But you do draw off Cusco, and then if it was a library trigger, since it was on
He
it, you
did
do get a draw.
move it, yeah, and then he did the crab, but I might have missed it.
Could have been a quick play there. So he's opting to trigger the queen again for a Maui fishhook, which can give some of your characters evasive, which is really great against the Maui shark that we mentioned earlier, and just Diablos and stuff.
Interesting, he does ink the mount, okay, to play.
Okay. Yeah, and the Sapphire Coil is so strong because it minuses 2 strength off the characters, so nothing really survives anymore these
Not with
days.
those small shisus, yeah. It is interesting he did ink the Maui. And with that Maui fishhook, he could be playing that for free with the Maui in play, but I think the Shisu is really great there. Get rid of the crab. He can't bounce it back. Whenever you're playing bounce, never be afraid. Someone told me this. I lost because I was afraid of their rabbit, having them draw a card, and they
Oh
just
man.
bounced it back 100 times. So
Yeah, right, right. So
get rid of whatever's bouncing.
he's moving the fox there to trigger, gets more card draw. I think Ivan's gonna draw half his deck by the end of this game.
Yep.
But that could definitely happen here because of all the resources that you get. Ivan's laughing already. He's like, I just want to keep drawing cards. I know he does.
Yep. Oh, and there's the workshop, and then he's playing 2. Ray Ray's gonna get that
There's the
draw.
Talus Sphere, yep.
That's what he wants.
And then maybe Ray Ray's setting up for the free Scrooge play. That's usually the new play now is a ramp up, get a couple items, and play Scrooge for free. That's really a lot of value in that engine.
Yeah, it looks like he has, I think, a Tamatoa, and then, yep, that lucky dime that he's holding on to.
Right. And definitely holding that because red purple can't do much to items, if anything. So once he sticks the dime out, he's just going to be top decking some big characters and just tapping for lore.
And then here we see the shiny card that I think Ivan really made work
Yeah.
at his world class showing, which is this Finders Keepers. It is an action, not a song, and it draws you 3 cards.
Yeah.
Which is big money, especially when you're looking maybe for some of that red removal, depending, or you're looking to get some of those characters down, get them on the library, and then keep drawing cards off that, where you end up just seeing everything you need because you have so much draw potential with your little characters that draw, your library that draws, friends. I think he's still playing
Yep.
Finder Keeper.
Yeah, purple stuff just replaces itself and they draw, so he's definitely loving this version of the deck.
Yeah, yep.
And is that the big Tamatoa that's in Ray Ray's hand?
I think it is.
Because that is definitely scary.
That's going to be hard with what, he has on board right now. For Ivan to get the big Tamatoa. I mean, he can't put it down yet, but Ivan does have Be Prepareds, and he's got his location that's giving him lore.
True.
So and I can see, I thought I saw Be Prepared in his hand.
Thinking the Enchanted Maui over there. Nothing really to use it at.
And he's got a second one in hand.
Yeah, and Ray Ray using that fish hook to give Sisu some strength to put some damage on the library.
Yep.
Ivan just opting to draw more cards here. He's got 9 choices in his hand probably, but he'd rather have that option.
So how do you feel about the workshop versus the Hiram? I mean, I think Ray Ray, I've seen him play. He still draws a lot of cards.
Yes, I think you could get the engine going. You're gonna play a whole bunch of items. It just synergizes well with the Scrooge, so I think it's a good substitute for the Hiram. It obviously doesn't have that much of an impact with Hiram staying for another turn and questing and drawing more cards, but Workshop is a decent replacement in a way because you're running a bunch of items anyway, so you get a little bit of value off that. Okay, so he's triggering the fishbone quill there, and then the workshop, I believe, to draw.
And then we got another location down on, we missed it. Ivan opting to put down a second library, which is, again, scary when he's at 7 ink now. So
Right.
when you start putting down like a bigger Tamatoa, a big Shisu maybe, Ivan is going to have those be prepareds. And if he has a lot of locations, that's going to be really good for him to get some more passive lore. Singing Friends, drawing more.
Draw more cards. Why not?
Ivan loves to play control and draw cards.
Hiram Bad never affected Ivan at all,
Yeah.
so he's loving this.
He said, "Oh, we want to draw. I can draw. Don't worry about that." And
Big
then we got the
Sisu
big
coming
Shisu.
down.
knocking
Sisu onto
the-
Sisu Violence.
Yeah.
Here we go. So Ray Ray is what, at 7 ink?
Yep, looks like 7 ink. Not a lot of cards, but at least a dime.
Right.
He shuffles so fast.
Yeah, he's got the diamond in. He got
He's
the
got
big
the Tamatoa. And a third card. And he's looking at a tough board.
He is, right, with Sisu and the library out now. Ivan could just run away with 4 to 5 lore in the next 2 turns.
Now he does, if he did have Big Shisu, he could ink. He does not. He has his Merlin's handbag, which I have some thoughts about that card. If he plays it, we could
It's a
maybe
very
talk.
interesting card, yeah.
Yeah.
But Ray Ray's a big believer, so maybe we'll see it come
Maybe
up
we'll
next
see it.
game.
Maybe we'll see it come to fruition. He's healing. And he is going to play that big Tamatoa. I mean, what else are you going to do with
Right.
8? I don't know what else he could do. I guess he could dime and draw, which might be better if you're playing against red because they do have the be prepared.
Right.
And he, Ivan does have this location. He's at 9. He's going to go for a lot. Oh, he's going to draw
sing.
more cards.
He's going to sing.
Which, again, why not have a hand if you're not playing discard? Why not see what you get? He's ahead. He's got time. He has the be prepared, so he knows he can clear some of this.
Which he probably is opting, because then he'll have
I don't
his
see why you
library
wouldn't. Yeah, you got to get your library.
go off next turn.
You know that Ray Ray doesn't have a lot of cards. You know this Tamatoa is going to get him, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yeah, possibly, and then he also has a diamond hand.
Yep. Which Ivan doesn't know. But, I mean, Ray Ray could jump up. But he's gonna let it. He's gonna let him. He's gonna draw more.
Quest for 11 or whatever.
Yeah, he said, why not?
Just put everybody at the library.
Put everyone at the library and draw more cards.
Gosh.
What do you think about that one? Are you nervous, or you think this?
I don't
he's
know.
Gonna run away with it here.
I'm not sure. It's still kind of middle in the game where you didn't really want to be prep because then they could. Red blue could still recover late in game.
Yeah.
But if he was really close, if he was a lot closer than 14, maybe like 16, 17, I probably would have. But if he's gonna wipe the board here, he's gonna draw a ton of cards too. So.
Yep. So Ray Ray's thinking he has dime. He's gonna quest. He's doing the math. You never want to see someone start touching their board with a Tamatoa.
Right.
Because then you know they're counting.
Yeah, I've never been the person to point cards at my. Point the finger at my cards. I think it's a little rude, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh players, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
he's disrespecting them. Oh, he's saying nope. All right, we'll show him some respect. We'll take it back. I think I could do the math. I think it's gonna be close. He's gonna have to.
He's counting it out there.
Yeah, he has
7, right?
I thought I'm like counting zinc here. I have bad eyesight, but he can't dime if he does the draw here like he's doing.
It'd be funny if they played all items, like one drop items, and just quested for like 15.
Yeah. I think what he's saying here is he's going to be short, and Ivan has win on the board. So he's going to have to take some stuff out, and he's trying to find some removal, and I don't know that he got. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Going to
He's
9.
questing there. What else does he have in his hand?
I'm surprised that
He
he
has a
did
big
not
CC, but
heal and draw an item back when he quested.
he's gonna big Sisu here, maybe.
Does he have it? He does.
I think I saw the enchanted version there, and
Yep. Yep.
big Sisu drops, which Ivan doesn't mind because he likes to draw.
Yeah, he's gonna draw
Planned it like
1,
that. I'm sure he did.
2, 3. He's gonna draw 8.
Plus the
2,
library.
3, 4, 5,
Oh my
6,
gosh.
7, 8, 9. I missed one. I thought it was 8.
That is
but
wild.
it's 9. He's double checking. He's got a full hand. I usually see this type of hand when I'm playing against Diablo, but
Yeah.
over here it's red purple on the library.
Oh man, this is interesting.
I do think you really see the power of the library. It's cheap. It's cheap to. Yep, there we go. We knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
He has to play that, right? But he does have the dime. It's the last thing in his hand.
Let's see here. I've been cycling through like probably 15 cards in
Yeah.
hand, and he's seeing if he could maybe either go wide a little bit or drop. Who knows? He's got 3 ink.
Looks like he's going wide and maybe moving someone, yep, to the library.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so we have still the dime in his hand over there. And we also have, was that Sisu?
A Maui. Is that a Maui?
Okay.
So he knows that. Now, if Ivan has. See, this is what, scares me a little bit. Ivan has goat. Ivan has goat.
Yeah, goat bounce could definitely get you there.
Could definitely get you there versus maybe taking out the library. I think with his Fortisphere and does Maui Fishhook give you Challenger or does it only give you Evasive?
I think it gives you +3 also as well.
Yeah. So he could have Maui'd and taken out the library so that Ivan would need 2.
Here. Oh, Sisu. Okay. I'm gonna. And another Sisu there.
Another
okay.
Sisu, okay.
Top deck Tamato would be crazy for Ray Ray.
That would be what you're looking for. Okay, well, he's got a chance still. He's got that popsicle. He can draw 2.
Oh. Okay, that is a set 1 Maurice. I forgot what that card did.
You're going to have to remind me too. I don't remember.
Is that like a 1/6 or a 2/6? That is just yeah, they're making us play some interesting cards here.
I don't know what he's looking for at this point that's going to save him the game.
So
okay, he's scooping.
Okay, it's a 2/7. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 2 less for the next item you play this turn, and then whenever you play an item, you may draw a card. So it's an extra draw engine. 2/7.
I mean, I can see how. So whenever you play an item, you draw a card.
Correct. Yeah, whenever you play an item, you may draw a card.
I mean, I could see you end up late game. You have a lot of ink. Maybe you don't want to use the workshop. You could be drawing a lot with the popsicles.
Yeah, and if you have all that together, you'll just be drawing everything with workshop, with Maurice. You'll have a hand just like how Ivan did. If you keep drawing and playing all the items, but yeah, that was a crazy game actually. I think Ivan opted for getting a lot of resources and out resourcing red blue, which nowadays you can because Hiram doesn't exist anymore. So that draw power is definitely lacking in the red blue, whereas red purple you get all the draws and you could kind of see your plays and kind of
and find the answer.
Find the answers there.
Yep. And I think Maurice Workshop, it still helps. You saw he was drawing a lot, but again, as you mentioned before, Hiram's going to be free, right? He's also going to be questing. He's going to be on the board. You play him for 4, and then he sits there and he can keep popping for 2.
Right.
It's just not as many cards. You used to play red blue and you'd see a full hand.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you got two Shisus, you got maybe a Be Prepared, you got some little Shisus, you got some Brawls.
Right.
Now you really got to pick the targets that you have to with your removal, and you got to pick what you're gonna do with your kind of blue ramp draw engine.
Yes. Exactly. So he's keeping the popsicle there. I believe I saw that. Putting back 5.
Yep. Now, I didn't do the math, but I'd be curious to rewatch. So there was a point where he had a Tamatoa on board, could maybe take out the library, and I think Ivan would have gone to 18 or 19, but he decided, I think, to play the big Shisu instead, and he could have dimed, maybe kept Tama. Do you think there is a
Yeah, he could have
way?
Maui fish hooked the
Yeah,
Sisu to take out the library, I believe. Um, but I'm not sure exactly what the right play was to kind of risk it for the big Sisu and try to quest out with big Tamato and Sisu. But he had to play it because he probably was expecting a Be Prepared, but just in case Ivan didn't have it,
that's true.
he would
That was win.
yeah, he would have had such a big advantage with those two big characters out.
Yep. All right, we see a lot of uninkables. It's looking like so he is gonna ink that Tamatoa. I see a little Shisu, big Shisu,
Hmm.
Fishbone, the Smorgasbag.
Yeah, he might play this
Yeah,
this game.
we might see it. I do agree with True State in chat. Yeah, Ivan's favorite game is
Just
definitely
drawing.
drawing cards this set, and we
Yeah,
saw that he had so many 9 in one go was
right.
impressive.
He's gonna ink the or yeah, sapphire coil there. He's
Ink.
opting to ramp up pretty aggressively here.
Yeah, I know. I think last time we saw him do maybe more of an item build, slow ramp. This time it looks like he has big Shisu in hand. He's got, I think a Maui. So I think he knows that Ivan's gonna have a lot of little guys
Right.
down. If he can get to that big Shisu fast, he's gonna be able to clear that board.
Yes. Is he gonna top 5 for the carpet bag? There you go.
Yeah, and remind me what this does again.
I'm
Who's
gonna have
playing this
to ask
card?
the Disney Companion app to remind me because it's another card that we don't normally see, especially in this meta. It is a 5 cost. You exert it to play 1. Return an item card from your discard pile to your hand.
Okay, and we just saw that play out where he did heal something with the popsicle. He drew the popsicle back into his hand. He played 1. Sorry, I messed that up already because I don't understand this card. He healed with the popsicle. He then tapped 1 to draw it from the discard into his hand, and he is gonna have that draw back. I mean, I could see, how that could be helpful. It's five uninkable is
Yeah, it
tough
costs
in a
5. I
really
think he only
uninkable
runs maybe
deck.
2, but if he's ramping up, I mean, it's decent against discard too. If you could discard one of your items, then you get it back. Like I see
That's
some
true.
plays, some
That's true.
relevant plays with it, but
Yeah.
just some more ways to get back your draw engine.
So over here with Ivan, he's just doing what this deck does. He puts a lot of little guys down. He quests a lot. He pulled one of his guys back up for that Madam Mim Fox. He's gonna put him back down, and he's just gonna get as much as possible before Ray Ray's control
Yes,
starts coming in.
that's the classic way to take out red blue is to just go really aggro in the beginning,
Yep.
get some of your resources out. Like in here, he's got Diablo and Cusco, and he could kind of recover that with a draw engine.
And there we go. He's
Um,
gonna.
draw 3.
Yep. And that's why that Cusco is really nice compared to, I know these are 1 drops, but compared to the Broom or the Chernobog, those Cuscos again against red, you're telling them, I'm going to keep questing unless you remove this. If you
Right.
remove this, I'm drawing.
Yes. So I definitely agree with the Cusco line in purple right now. He's gonna
And
go
he's
wide again.
putting it back down. And again, two of these draw. One of these has 2 quest potential and can get really beefy. I'm not sure. Oh, he changed his mind. Hey,
We saw it.
we saw it.
Don't
Ray.
worry, Ray Ray.
Ray is
Ivan
the
gets
judge.
a warning. He gets a warning.
Ivan, you gotta watch your ink, friend.
He's just so excited. He wanted to show us what he has.
We can't read that.
We can't read.
You're the judge out there, Ray. If you think he misplayed.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would have quested with a fox because the fox could take out the Sisu, but Ivan's trying to get as much lore as possible as well too.
Yeah, and he should be at 8 here.
Yeah, so
I
Ivan's
see it.
at
I mean,
8.
I think you're forcing Ray to say, "Do you want to leave my fox around? I'm gonna
Yeah, just
Take that
get as much
hit.
lore as possible.
Yep, we see Ray Ray drawing, ramping, drawing, ramping. I don't. He's got
Got a
another
lucky
dime
dime.
in hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I saw a Scrooge. Now, do you take out this fox? What are you doing?
Probably try to quest for 3 if anything, but
Okay, actually, I like what we just saw there. So he healed. He played the carpet bag. He drew
there
it
you
back.
go. Okay.
So he just got another draw off that. So that's the second time he's brought it back. He got another draw. That lets him see a little bit more of what's coming in his hand. I see a Scrooge.
Okay.
He's one item short. No. Oh, he's one item short because he tapped that Maurice
Right.
handbag. So next turn, the Scrooge is going to come down. Unfortunate he didn't have one more item.
Yeah, he got not enough for that turn, but passing along to Ivan over here.
Now you're Ivan. You're questing. I mean, questing for 5.
Yeah,
Going to 13.
he's probably gonna take out the Sisu
Yeah.
there, yep, just in case.
Still going to go to 12. Something for 6. And then his
Just draw.
favorite card.
Just
draw. Just
draw 3.
Draw 3.
So strong.
I see a library. Got that King Undisputed, which could be good if a Tamatoa comes
Yeah,
down.
that's a signature card for Ivan too. He's loved that card for a while, so it's really great to take out some ward characters.
Yep.
And it serves as like a Tremaine in a way.
Yep. Yep. And he's popping. He's drawing. He knows he's ahead, so he has space to kind of make these draws that he needs. Because Ray Ray's got nothing on board. He's got 3 lower.
Yeah, this is
This is
tough for Ray
tough.
Ray. Especially with all the resources that Ivan gets off all these cards that replace itself. It's really putting him ahead of the game.
Yeah. So we
We'll
see
play
this Scrooge. We knew that was coming. He's going to get another item potentially. See the popsicle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what the other card is, but there must be another option.
Yeah, he's thinking about. I don't know if that was a coil or not, but it's another item, I believe.
Oh, the workshop.
Our workshop got
He
it.
sees the workshop. So I'm sure he's thinking here, I know that I can play this workshop. I know I can send my popsicle back. I know I can draw twice when I play the popsicle. But it looks like he's opting just to go straight.
Okay,
I'm
he's
sure
gonna
he's
tap
thinking
1 for the popsicle.
we might not have enough time to do all this Maurice workshop, spend all this ink when Ivan is cruising. I see a Let It Go. I see a Tamatoa. You know, it is nice that he has the Scrooge on board in case that King Undisputed does come down.
Okay, yep, and he's getting the Tamatoa there.
Tamatoa out. He pulls back his popsicle with the Tamatoa.
Still too early now, especially with that Tamatoa dropping. Definitely threats some big lore gain over there, especially with the dime coming out soon.
Yep. Yep. He doesn't have quite as many items as he had last time, but I think it's better for his board control.
Yes.
We see the library. We saw this last time. Is Ivan just going to move? Oop. Yep. Moving people on. He said, I'm still drawing. And I think he just quested right away, right?
Yes,
He went
yes.
just straight to 15. All right. So he is 1 away. Again, I don't know if Ivan plays goats, but with purple, you know.
He might. I think so. I think in this build he does.
There's goat. There's that. There's 2 actions that give you.
Baby Sisu there too.
He's counting again. We always. You know Diamond's coming when you see the counting. I don't know. I always assume that he's trying to see if he can double dime and get there.
Oh, Frosty Mana is out there, I believe. I don't think I met him yet, but thanks for coming out.
Thanks for coming out.
And I don't know who Noble Trasher is, but still getting used to these names over here. So Ray Ray is tapping 7 for the dime.
Okay.
Triggering a carpet bag. Nothing to pull back.
I think he's deciding when he wants to ink.
Shout out to Pochap for the Prime subscription there.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice. All right, so Ray Ray's thinking the math here.
He's got to ink something.
Yep, you got that with the. Does he have a coil out or not? Not this game.
Not this game.
Okay.
He can. He could have inked again with his fishbone, but for what, I don't know. We got a lot of people rooting for Ray Ray. He does, if you have not been here. He does need to win this game. Ivan took game 1. It looks like,
Gonna quest for, what is that, 6, 7?
yep, 7. He's gonna play his dime. He's so close.
Taking out, trading there with Sisu.
He doesn't trade. He takes 2 because
2
again,
damage.
yeah,
Dumped his
he's
hand
got
there.
no cards. He's gonna heal and he's gonna pull back. Yep,
Not bad,
that
okay.
carpet bag is doing work for him.
Coming in clutch, yeah,
He's
for the
pulled
carpet
back
bag.
quite a few. So that was a great play for him. Ivan's gonna go up to 16.
16.
He's got 17, which is nice. So now Ray Ray has another turn and he has dime on board. So I mean, if he could drop a big Shisu, even if Ivan clears the board, if he has another Tamatoa in hand, he can dime to win.
Yeah, is that a genie in his hand also? Sisu.
Yep.
Don't.
Ivan's definitely got to get rid of this Tamatoa at least.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to do. I don't think there's any
Unless he's going to
hard
be
removal.
prepared. King Undisputed is still not going to get rid of it. He knows that. He could crab, do some things with crab. Maybe he has a crab and then a bounce the crab. He could make that Diablo a 6.
Yeah, I don't know if too many outs here aside from a V prep. I don't know if he's running Tremaines or anything in the list, but
Yeah.
Maui also big Maui could take out
Big Maui.
the Scrooge.
He's got a
But
crab. He's got Madame Medusa, which is unfortunate. He has 2 creatures that are far too big for that.
yes, right.
Which is the nice thing about this Scrooge. He is a 4/4. He's gonna
And
draw.
let's see some options here.
Oh,
Oh, was that a B prep?
That was a B prep.
Wow.
Off the top. You love to
That
see it.
might have
And
saved
that's
him
the
the game
power
there.
of draw. Yeah, and he's got to
Jeez.
do it.
Top deck, B prep, or top 2 right there off the library.
Yep.
That happens.
And again, he had 2. I mean, it was his first hit, but he had 2 options there. And again, you have these little guys. They're cheap. He could have potentially, I think, how much he had. Oh, we got.
Oh, here comes Maurice here with the workshop and the carpet bag.
Yep, he's gonna draw 2.
There's your hero right there. Draw 2.
Yep. He said, "You're not taking away my draw." He's
Diamond
gonna go to 19.
19.
Next round, he's got it for sure. He's gonna draw back his popsicle. He doesn't even need the workshop.
Wow.
Yeah, he is
solid. Yeah,
solid. I really like what I'm seeing here, but it is slower. It is definitely slow because you have way more of these expensive items on the board than you do of maybe bodies that is gonna take out.
big Sisu there.
There we go.
Yep, and Ivan's at 17 with a library now, so
he had to get rid of
Ray
that.
Ray needs a character, and then he could dime.
And Ivan said, "All right, I'm scooping.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it." All right,
Wow.
Ray Ray came. I wasn't sure. Ivan really put a lot of pressure early on,
He did.
and then drew a lot. But
His Ray Ray's items coming in clutch in this game.
yes,
He was able to hit off all the draws with the popsicles and getting them back again with the carpet bag. Definitely put in some work in this game.
yeah. And what's really interesting about this one is there was a point there, I believe, where he did not, when he did his Scrooge, he didn't take Maurice's workshop the item. He
Okay.
took a popsicle, and he
Okay,
was
yep.
able to cycle that popsicle back and forth, and keep drawing it back for 1, playing it for 1, which was really interesting to see. It's almost worth if you do.
Yeah.
Your Maurice workshop is 3 and then 1 to every time you draw every time, whereas that's only costing you 2. It's interesting.
Yeah, especially if he has that draw engine with the items, I think he just out resourced Ivan in this last game. That was pretty good back and forth towards the end. The top deck we prepared into Maurice, yeah, that's pretty good good games there.
I like what I'm seeing. We got a lot of Ray Ray fans in chat.
Yep. Ray Ray's charm definitely works. He usually casts.
Yeah,
but,
he is caster OG, so we
he has
gotta
to
put some
show-
respect.
Yes, he has to show people how red blue is in this set, and he's a great red blue player
He
as
is.
well.
Much like Ivan, actually, these are their colors.
Yes, so we're seeing some prime gameplay from both of them.
Yep, these are their colors. They've been playing since set one. They've been practicing, testing. They know. Yeah, I mean, Ray Ray did just put back his whole hand though, so we'll see what that was about. Did he not shuffle? Five
All
handbags.
uninkables, who knows?
Right, it's very possible with that deck.
Yeah, and then that happens a lot with red blue. Sometimes you'll brick and you just get the wrong hand so early. You see your Sisus, your big uninkables early, and you don't want to see that.
No, no. The nice thing about this ruby amethyst is though it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, back when the kids, when we were kids,
Yeah.
it used to be way more brickable than I think Ivan's is. He's drawing so much.
Yeah, and then
He has
an
those,
inkable count was a lot higher back then too, as
yeah.
well. So it definitely helped.
Oh, we see Ivan mispulled. Sorry, we won't call him out.
Ray Ray already called him out there.
Yeah. Judge is at the table.
Yeah.
Judge.
We see.
This is why we lay our cards out, folks, one at a time before we flip them.
I'm gonna draw an extra card there. Oh boy.
This is a reminder, even though these are top players, they're playing at, high stakes events. When we're at locals, it's all fun. We're
It's
all
all fun and
practicing.
games. Yep, exactly.
We're all trying our best. We're just here to have a good time. So, if you ever
Ivan's just used to drawing so many cards, so
I know. He was like, I will have 8.
Yes.
I will have 10. Can we tell Ray Ray we love him? He is not in the room with us, so.
But definitely, we will relay the message.
I won't.
That's all right.
You can do that for me.
I'll tell the exact opposite then, which we normally do.
All right. Does he have no
turn 1 play for Ray Ray?
That's unfortunate. You hate to see that. And he dumped his whole hand.
Right, just to try to get at least a popsicle or something.
But no turn 2 play for Ivan, so that might balance
great news
things.
for Ray Ray.
That's great. That's what you like to see. Ray Ray goes, I have no turn 2 play either. What does he have in his hand?
It's a bunch of blue stuff.
He's got to let it go.
Got the queen.
Give us a shuffle, please, friend.
Let's see, the 6-drop Tamatoa getting inked. Playing the coil.
It's something.
Okay. Quest in there, trying to banish to draw some cards. He's got the Cusco.
He's got the Diablo.
Cusco and a Diablo play.
Yep. That's exactly what we're doing. He's also got a Shisu in there. He's got his Finders Keepers, which he's going to probably hit on 5. I think he keeps that one.
Yeah.
When he mulligans. He's had it every game.
Definitely.
Inking.
Sisu.
Sisuing.
Obviously the Cusco there.
Yep.
Drawing a card for the replacement. Draw for turn.
Yep.
Inking the goat. First time we really seen the goat
Playing
there.
the library questing. That's going to get him that 2 draw. Yeah, he does play those goats. We have not seen them come into play.
Yeah, I like the library this early on because now it puts a lot of pressure onto either finding that Maui or pumping up Sisu with a Maui's fishhook.
Oh, and we see a hard cast, I guess I would say. I know it's not a song, but he is playing that Scrooge right down there.
Getting the popsicle in return.
That's what he wanted to see round 1. He's taking out the Diablo, getting the 2 draw.
And Ivan just drawing the extra cards and resources there. So let's see. He's got the turn. Oh, that's the Rush.
This is
Vanellope
the Rush
Cruise.
Evasive.
With
Ivan
evasive.
loves this card. And interesting, he played it down on his usual 5 spot where we usually see the Finders Keepers. He says, actually, I don't want that big Sisu. You got Coil down.
Wow. Vanellope coming in clutch there.
Yeah.
Definitely answers the Diablo as well.
Yep.
But the Sisu also, now that it's exerted, he was able to take it out in a clean sweep.
And you don't expect that one. I think that's not something that a lot of people are playing.
Yeah, that's like a Hans card right there.
Yeah.
The card that Hans should be playing
yes.
in his Catch and Mustard deck.
Our Mufasa local.
Mufasa Lord.
And we see the workshop working. It's going to town again.
Drawing some cards. Looks like he's going to put some damage on the library. Makes
some
sense.
Damage on that library. Because again, the nice thing for Ivan is he's got some ink now. He's got low-cost characters. He's going to play a Maui to take out. Yep.
Okay. Scrooge there.
But he can be moving things to the library himself and throwing them into characters and drawing, which is why you really want to get rid of that library.
And Vanellope questing for 2. That's pretty aggressive as well. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Inking the Sisu there, playing the broom.
And again, he's just trying to go fast before the ramp happens.
Mm-hmm. Where is that? 5 ink.
He's got another. He's got a coil. He's gonna draw. Would love.
Let's see what we got here. Oh man, he's got a pretty good hand size too, though, to compete with Ivan. So I don't know if he's
Got
gonna
a
reach for the
ma-
Sisu play in the next couple turns.
Yeah. It's like he's drawing. He's saying, I know I can catch up later. Let me see what cards I can get. He does draw.
There's at the big Sisu as well.
Yep.
So, and with the 2 coils out, that could just wipe out the whole board.
Yep. It could take out a Maui.
It could take out the Maui. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Especially if he can ink twice. He's also got some brawls. He could brawl some things, put some other stuff down.
Yeah, so we might be able to recover from this. It's still very early in the game. Ivan is not pushing out that much lore going to turn 5 or 6 ink here. So library got the lore there to 8. Start a turn. Ivan being at 6 ink.
Again, he can move these onto the library if he expects Ray to be getting rid of the things on his board because we know. Oh, and there you go. The other great thing about this library and these characters, you can move it on yourself and then banish your own characters.
Yeah, and then just draw. Yeah, like it's this infinite draw here.
And all the while, the nice thing about this, unlike Ray's board, which is tough, is that he's drawing with characters and locations that are giving him this lore.
Yes.
All right, we got Maui down. I'm assuming he's taking out that location. He said, enough of that.
Enough is enough. Go read your books at home,
Yep.
Ivan. Maui coming down, and
Are we
is that
gonna
all
do
he's
Maui,
gonna do?
Maui on Maui?
Thinking if he should ink here.
I mean, he should definitely. He really likes this Maurice. I
He
can
does.
tell that he wants to do a loop. But also that let it go.
Okay, so he's just inking that Maui or the Maurice here.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think the let it go is good.
Yeah.
Especially, with so much pressure. He does have his Shisu coming. Another library.
Oh
which
gosh,
is,
move everybody there.
Yep, he's going to move the Maui. He's going to draw. And then honestly, he might just move. He's way ahead.
Ivan, yeah, he's just gonna move everybody to the library.
Yeah. And I think he's just saying, I want to make sure whatever comes, I have my removal, and I know I'm going to draw characters. I have so many, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, he's expecting the big Sisu play here.
And you have to play it.
You gotta play it, yeah.
And I mean, at some point, it's like when I play discard, I just go, you know what? Have it.
Draw 5 here.
Yep.
Crazy. Draw 5 in the game. I've never heard that before. That is just wild.
Oh,
okay, there you go. You got the Tremaine. So he does play the Tremaines there.
There you go. And that hurts. Because this library is really hard. I don't think Ray plays the hideaways. I don't think he plays that Cusco that would get rid of a location. So he has to get rid of these with characters.
Right.
And it's
He's
not
got the
what
Maui
he wants
in there,
to
but
do.
not enough. I don't think.
Well, he does have his Fortisphere, but I never remember if that's enough.
Oh, another Sisu.
Oh, another Shisu. Okay.
That's pretty good.
I didn't even see that. I like that.
Me neither, yeah.
And then he's going to take out the library just like that.
Great
that
play,
was a great play. And that's why that...
Not enough.
Oh, not quite enough, Judge. I don't remember how much Fortisphere adds, or not Fortisphere, that's banned.
It's 2.
Vitalisphere, it's 2. Again, Ivan is at 17.
Yeah, he's still
a goat.
So much advantage here.
He's gonna draw a lot. He can be prep with just his location. That Vitalisphere is gone.
Yanking the brawl there. Oh,
Playing
just
friends,
draw cards.
Draw cards. But
Why
it
not?
works for him. That's it. We're teasing him, but he finds the answers.
He does.
He found the answers. I mean, he almost got there last game. There's that
the
go.
goat.
Now this is a timer. He might be able to. Yep.
Yep.
So now you know. Oh, yep.
Taking out the Sisu there. I don't think you could
I don't think at
come back from that.
0 with a goat in hand. That's what purple does. Unless you're gonna discard his whole hand, you're not getting rid of that goat.
Wow. It's got the Tamatoa and this little Sisu. Not too much to work with there.
And Ivan still, I mean, this is the hard thing, is that he's gonna heal the location. That's not legal. He's gonna play 6. He's gonna pull some items back. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You see the goat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
at 19. You can't discard. He's gonna keep going.
In the spirit of playing cards, Ray doesn't give up.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
though we have a backup match, even though we could go to another set of players.
Ray's seeing his options here. If he should quit now or just play it out. I respect the playing
and
out.
Ivan said,
and
I
goes,
won.
Okay.
Ivan said it's
He was quick on the button there.
and Ray was saying, wait, Judge, I didn't pass yet.
Yeah, I think
there's the call.
You're right. We might have to
Good
go out there, but great game.
That was great games. Great games.
Some good back and forth there. There are a couple times where it's like, wow, they had the advantage, but it could have been either way.
Yeah. I see the power behind both of those decks. I do think the draw engine just really, he had, what, like 3 be prepareds there? I mean, he has so many answers.
Yeah, it was so much draw. But we're going to move on to the second featured match over here where we have Ed. I think these are switched for the names, actually. Ed should be on the right playing purple steel, and then Ramiro on the left playing green steel. There you go.
I'm not sure what where we're at. They don't have, I cannot read those lore counters. But we do have a crab down. We do, I think we do need to switch the deck. There you go. Perfect. We have that Ursula, still really good.
Yeah, Singer Ursula.
Steel, especially if she sticks.
Yeah, there's plenty of songs in Green Steel that Ramiro could sing here. You have Strength, you have Storm Rage on. You also have some discard option too as well with Sudden Chill if he's playing that package.
Yep.
And then Purple Steel. I don't know how much draw Ed plays. I know they like to dump their hand a little bit, so we'll see how this plays out.
So we do see the muses. We are going to take out the crab with 1, 2.
Yep.
And we're going to draw 2 off that Ursula. Now, I really like those muses, actually. I love green with a lot of these different characters because there's no reason maybe right now because of where they are. But you could bounce that Ursula back if you wanted to protect her and keep it.
Sure, yeah, like from a Rush Fox or something like that. Yeah, you could bounce your own characters too with the muses.
Yep.
So yeah, against the right matchup, against the aggro, it really shines with muses, bouncing back their daisies and their lower cost cards. So it could really put a lot of detriment to Ed's board because he might be able to bounce back the magic broom so he doesn't get a lot of value. So there's a lot of merit into the muses right now.
Yep. And you got that Ursula, which will sing too if it stays on the board. Oh, a Pete.
Great card to use against Emerald Steel.
Yes.
And this is game 3.
Game 3, 6-2. I was about to say who took which one, but it means they both took 1.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, the Pete is really good.
Doc opting not to dump the hand there.
Interesting. Maybe he has a bounce to pull it back. He wants some pressure.
Yeah, build the board a little bit.
And also the Doc's nice. Some of these on-play effects are nice because you say, I'm going to put something down. If you put it back in my hand, go ahead. I'll just play it back down. And with discard, you're like, I don't want it in my hand.
That's right. And ink the Hypnotize here. He's working with 5 ink.
Now, no actions can happen. That also means even with the Singing Ursula, it's no actions. So that kind of sucks with what you have on the board there. You don't really want to quest with your Ursula. You want to save it for next turn. You don't want to quest with your muses because you have some stuff that can take it out.
Oh, Cricky, wow.
Cricky!
Big body.
Yeah, big body. 3. It does give some plus willpower, but that's not going to apply this turn.
Yeah, plus I think it's 3 strength to your other characters.
Oh yeah, thank you, not willpower.
It's the other way around, that's okay. Took me so long to remember the terms for this game, and people still use red, blue for the terminology, so yes.
All right, we got that Genie draw.
Okay.
That's still, great. Tough against this matchup here because you got the muses, you got the double songs.
but also difficult to get rid of Genie with just the green steel as well. So Ed's trying to get some draw power here and going wide.
Yep, yep. Just putting more down, saying, I'm gonna keep questing, I'm ahead.
Seeing friends here or strength.
Nice.
Taking out Singer Ursula.
That's a great move. I definitely back even when she was first released, I think it was set 3.
Yes.
I was like, whatever we need to do to get Ursula off the
Yeah, high
board,
priority smash
high
or something.
priority.
Got to get rid of Ursula.
And I did play a game actually this set. I picked the Diablo over the Ursula, and I ended up just getting bodied
Gosh.
by all of the songs she sang every time, and I could never get rid of her after that. And I was like, I really should have taken out.
Yeah, the Ursula, if it sticks, it could really ruin the game state. So Ramiro here is questing for 3. He is at 5
5.
lore.
Now, what do you think about that? You're playing discard. You know that you have songs you want to play, and there's a Pete on board. Are you questing, or you think you're trying to get rid of this Pete?
That's a good thing. I don't know, like I probably would have gotten rid of Pete just because you're still kind of low in lore, so you want to control the board a little bit more. I don't think he has too many songs to kind of abuse muses maybe at the moment. But yeah, I probably would have tried to take out Pete so you don't bounce it back again.
Yeah.
But it also feels bad getting rid of your 3
It does feel bad.
character
I
to.
agree, especially when you're behind. All right, so we got rid of a library. Oh, that would have been. And bouncing the genie. Does he have another discard? Because it would be great to get rid of that genie as well.
Maybe a hypnotize, another hypnotize. That'd be interesting. You know, he's got the genie in hand. That's about it.
Yep, that's the last card he has. He's gonna play Ursula. I mean, he knows what he has. He's just getting board pressure down. He can, if he's worried about a song and there's nothing on board, he can bounce back his own Ursula and replay it if he wants. So it's not bad to get some questing down.
Yeah. Still early too. I mean, 3 lore is a lot of pressure, so kind of forces Ed to maybe find like a crab or a fox to take out the
Yep.
Cricky there.
Yep. And Cricky's gonna definitely trade with something, which is the tough part.
He's making sure if he doesn't want to.
Oh, he's questing with
Looks
the
like he's gonna
muses.
quest.
I mean, I'm taking out your muses if you're questing with your muses.
Right, right.
That's not a question in my mind.
But
That
he
thing
knows
is
he only has
dangerous.
genie, so maybe he's a little bit greedy there.
I understand. I get it. I think I don't play enough green steel. I know they have answers and they get some big characters later. Wonder if he's just worried about the Lorcana. They are tied.
Yeah.
But Ed is gonna have these 2 bigger characters, and if you can't get rid of the genie, he's coming back down.
Right.
And
he's gonna opt to race
Ed's
him here for a little bit. Yep.
Hey, none of my business.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just drop a Smee and then just go wide.
Yep. And I agree here. Inking the goat, or inking at all, I think no reason to hold anything in your hand when you're playing discard.
Correct,
Make
yes.
those songs worthless. You
Right.
might still want to play them with the muse, but say,
yeah, in
whatever.
case he does have the song too, like now Muses has to get rid of that much more characters on board. So
Yep. And a lot of these are not going to be able to be hit. That's the nice thing about Pete. That's the nice thing about Smee.
speaking of Pete,
Speaking of Pete,
Pirate Pete over there, which gives himself all pirate characters resist.
Yep.
And I believe they cannot sing or exert to sing songs as well.
Yep. Which I don't think is gonna impact Ed much, but
just another body here to maybe take out some of the big strength characters.
Yep.
Muses here with the 2 strength going to
take
hit
out
into
the
Smee. Yep.
That's fair.
Questing for 1 for the Ursula to put him up to 7.
I think it's 10. I think we're at 10-10. I think they're tied.
Oh, are they? Okay, yeah, because of
Yes.
Cricky, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cricky quested.
Yep, Cricky quested for 3.
And the Ursula for 1.
Yep. And Ed's just making sure that checks out as well. Now, like we saw with Ivan, I mean, Ed does have characters that can quest or can draw him, depending on what he's got going on.
Yep.
Especially if he has a bounce for that dock. He's got enough to play a bounce. And what has he got in his hand? Ah.
Ooh, strength.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. I was wondering if he was trying to count the
And he had a hard cast that because of the pirate Pete there.
Yep.
Can't exert to sing songs.
And also, it's the only thing he's got in his hand.
Yeah, might as well just play it.
But yes, he could have potentially, if he had something else, not quested. I mean, I really think he would love to see a snake. He'd love to see a Madam Mim. He'd love to bring that dock back into his hand and replay it.
And Ed should be at 16 here. I don't think
Yep.
Ramiro is just kind of questing. He doesn't have enough to take out all the characters there. And the game goes to Ed.
Nice.
Wow. There you go.
There you go.
That was interesting.
That was
was
great.
fun for the little bit of
Yeah.
games that we saw there. But the first match between Ray Ray and Ivan
That
was great.
I'm sure the other match was great as well. We missed most of the hype, but
Right.
I do really like seeing the red, blue, and purple, red. I think those are going to be definitely high competing decks. It was
Classic
nice to see them.
of the last couple formats. I know people are sick and tired of seeing it, but
Hey.
there's a different makeup between these decks now,
Yeah.
which I like because of the forced ban. Now people are kind of thinking about ways to counter the meta. So a lot of your card choices are really dependent on it. So you see Ivan opting for a heavy draw engine with the Cuscos and the Finders Keepers, and then we got Ray Ray also opting for the alternative draw engine with Workshops and Carpetbag and Maurice and everything. So that's really great to see. And then the second game, what do you think about the second match that we saw with Green Steel and Purple Steel for a little bit?
Yeah, it's really interesting just how wide Purple Steel can go. And yet still, it doesn't have quite so much draw power as Ivan, but he didn't get a chance to put down his library, so you
Right.
can still see that they still have that same amount of draw power, but they also have some songs to get rid of some stuff. They have, what else was he playing? I mean, Smee is great. Pete can win you games.
Yeah, it's just very aggressive because you
Yeah.
could just quest for 2, and then I don't know if Ed is playing the Cobra there and everything, but yeah, we are gonna go ahead and take a quick break after round 1. We're gonna see what everybody else is playing for the next round there, but hope you guys enjoying the stream so far. Comment below what you guys are playing this week. So
Yes.
want to see some spicy builds and talk about it. So we will see
What
you
are you
guys.
playing this week?
This week I am playing a game called Casting.
Yeah, me too.
Nerd Rage Gaming Casting.
And we're
so
losing.
but if I was to play, I made a Purple Steel ally build,
Oh,
which is
okay.
pretty fun. It revolves around Aladdin.
Okay.
I played Blue Steel yesterday with the Jasmine engine. It didn't work out so well, but
It didn't do what you
I'm trying it out for
Okay.
Purple Steel, so we'll
Okay.
see.
Poor Blue Steel.
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll see. Maybe somebody's
see.
playing something like that
Yeah.
in the next round.
We'll have to go take a peek. Well, thank you all. We'll take a break. See you back here soon. Hello.
And welcome back, everybody. So, hope you guys enjoyed that short break. We had some great games, especially the first round being Ray Ray and Ivan, who was playing classic red purple into red blue. And then finishing off with Ed, who is playing purple steel, and Ramiro playing green steel. So we're gonna see something similar in the next round over here.
I
We
think we're maybe the same thing.
it might be the same exact matchup here, just with two different people. But you guys love him. You guys know him. It is the legend on the right
The
playing
legend.
blue red local hero. Aside from Zero, the hero, who is also out there, but the real hero, the legend over here, is playing red blue against Raymond, who is piloting Ruby Amethyst.
Oh, bringing something new this week. We
Yeah.
love to see it. Raymond loves to try new stuff. He's very like the two of us, I think, in that every week he's trying something new, getting familiar with something. The legend definitely a blue red player. He's a
Yes.
Blurple player. He's a blue player, I think, in his core. Would you say?
Yeah, and he's just a legendary player. Like I think that's what really attracts everybody is that it doesn't matter what color he plays. It's just him. The aura that he gives is just so strong.
Can you give the lore for the legend? What where did it come from?
So the legend, the backstory on that was his real name is Justin, and he didn't want to
Spoilers.
admit that he loved playing the game of Lorcana.
Okay.
So it was just a legend to us that he was in
Into it.
denial. He was really really into it, and we just called him the legend because that's just that was the first thing that came to our mind when we were like, you
I
love
see.
this game, you're legendary at this game, so you're gonna be
But you're
dubbed
lying to us.
the
You're
legend.
hiding it. So
Exactly.
we got to
Yes.
make sure everyone knows.
Yes. Some legends are born through lies. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what movie that was, but it's probably the
it's our movie
our
called Life.
folklore of energy. So
Well, I love that. I actually never knew the history. I just knew he was the legend and he plays like the legend. Both of these are great players.
he does. So okay, so we're starting off with the broom, and then you have the legend on the right, still keeping that
Forgetting
Tamatoa.
to, yep, flip.
It's funny actually. We used to play the Dragon Ball card game back in the day, and we had to leave our ink shown there to kind of show
Oh,
what colors
interesting.
we're playing. So he probably was thinking about that.
Now, this was a new move that I just shocked me actually. Is really interesting. So he played his popsicle. He then inked. He played hideaway, and I went, "What is he gonna play this hideaway on?" He played it on his popsicle, and he inked his own popsicle
Yes,
to
it is a
ramp up.
very spicy move over there. It's not common, but if there's not too many things to do, and especially in this matchup where he knows Ruby Amethyst isn't playing any items,
Right.
it's not the worst play to kind of ramp up because, okay, well actually,
We gotta
I'll talk
pause.
about this card
Yes,
here because Kita is a
Kita.
new card from Red Blue. It's an effect where she has ward, and when you exert it, you could look at the top two cards. You could put one into your inkwell face down exerted, and then one back to the top of the deck. So it's almost like a ramp option there, but
Right.
with a little bit of protection because of
And
the
it goes
ward.
to the top of your deck, right? The other card.
Correct. Yes.
So it's almost like how far I'll go, but
Yes.
not the draw because but it is a body and it can do you tap her or is it a quest?
Exert.
Exert.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Raymond
Interesting.
here is playing the classic Maleficent from set one, which we haven't seen in quite a while.
Yep.
And then is just opting for the traditional play Maleficent draw and then sing Friends for that draw engine.
And I love that what we just saw was that Kita. That's really interesting actually. So you get the ramp, you have a body on board. We saw the popsicle that was placed back on top. He knows what's coming, so he knows he can play the Maurice's workshop. He's gonna draw
Popsicle and then tap
popsicle,
one for another draw. So
another draw. And so he's setting himself up. He's got the Scrooge, he's got another popsicle. That's really interesting. I like that. I like that play.
yeah, his the Legends list is a little bit different from Ray Ray's, maybe about like 6 or 7 cards. You obviously see the Kita engine there, so it's a little bit more rampy
Yep.
versus Ray
And he's
Ray's
playing
list.
the hideaway, which, had Ray Ray had the hideaway and found it, maybe he would
Yeah,
have helped him in that last
the
game.
Legend is playing one hideaway, I believe,
Yeah, well,
which is funny.
that's funny. All right, so we got the Maui. Raymond says we're not messing around with this
Yep.
Kita. I don't like it. I don't trust it. And to your point, we didn't see the Maleficent in Ivan's.
Correct. Yeah, we did not see that in his list. So I think Raymond wanted just for the hardcore draw engine with Maleficent.
And it
What?
can also sing Friends.
Yeah, which is still
Classic.
solid. Yep.
Classic. Set one. So we're going to do this. We saw this with Ray Ray. More draw, draw. More draw.
And the legend does like to draw as well, so he's very similar in a way that Ivan likes to draw as well. So he likes to see his options, likes to play it out. So he definitely takes his time there to kind of see what else he could
Yep.
draw into. And playing the Scrooge for free there.
We love that. That's extremely powerful. We got the Shisu. He also has a Be Prepared in hand. He picks up the dime because it's an item. I see a Brawl. I see a Tamatoa. He's got his dime. He's got the other Tamatoa.
Pretty good hand there for the
That
legend.
is good. I'm interested to see how this Maleficent works out for Raymond because it's going back to, not to compare different decks, both of these decks are very different, but
Yes.
with Ivan, I really think you would see him drop like maybe a library, move some little guys, draw.
Right.
Whereas Raymond's opting have the Maleficent down, have something that can sing, but not necessarily having these little characters on that library that's going to get you draw.
Yeah, so two a little bit different approaches there. I don't know if Raymond plays the library. He may or may not. But yeah, or he may just play the Maleficent over the library. But it could help against this matchup, specifically against the blue-red.
Yeah. It is a tough board that the legend's looking at, but we know that he's got what he's at. He could be
7
prepared
ink,
here.
right? Which I think he does have in his hand.
He does. He definitely does that. He also has a Shisu. He doesn't have a coil. I'm not sure if he plays coil. It looks like here he might be thinking, I know you got a lot of guys, but you're at 5 ink and I have a Tamatoa and I have a dime. So I really could. I'm at 5. I'm matching your pace. I could actually get a lot of lore here.
Right. Don't know if he needs to be prepped now. The board doesn't look too scary at the moment. So he's just going to get some value out of the Tamatoa first.
Right, which is still a great card. It's going to let him play that dime for free. He knows what could come out at 6. He's got a Scrooge, so it'll be interesting if he quests with it, because really the only thing that could maybe take out that Tamatoa is a Maui into the Scrooge and then a Lady Tremaine, maybe.
Okay, so he's opting to just draw here and then maybe drop that dime for free.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to take out the Maleficent with the Scrooge there.
See, I'm playing red. I would not quest. I would hold. You don't want, it looks like he had an exchange. I don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I get it. You're seeing a tough board, but if I have Be Prepared, if I have, I don't know why he didn't take 3 damage back though.
Yeah, I should have some damage on the board over there. Is it right if you run out and
Yeah. Give me 1
you
sec.
should have some
I'll be
damage
right
on
back.
the Scrooge after taking that out. Allison running out there. So we have Raymond singing, or not going to sing. He's going to quest with a goat. We'll see if he has some bounce on the there. All right, putting some damage over there just in case. Protecting the board state there. Thank you, Allison.
I don't think it's gonna matter. He only put 2 damage. Is Maleficent 2?
Yes,
Cost 3
2.
is 2.
Correct.
Yep. Man, shows what I know.
But he does, anyways, trade the fox into the Scrooge there.
Screws. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I've been scarred by too many. I was saying Lady T's.
Yep.
I've been scarred by the Lady T's. You could have your Maui potentially sing a King Undisputed.
Sure.
There's ways, or you could even hardcast a King Undisputed.
Yeah.
All right, so we see exactly that. That's a huge play.
Yeah, so much value for playing the dime for free there. And with Ruby Amethyst, again, really hard to deal with the item package.
Yep.
So he's going to play the big Tamato over there.
Draw it back. Now he can ink one more time. So he's deciding he is going to. And then, yep. And then he will, I'm sure, get that dime energy.
Was that for 5?
Yep, looks like 5.
All right, so I'm putting some pressure there. Raymond's not quite at 7 in case he
I
has a B prep,
do
so
see a B prep in his hand. I think he did not ink last
that might be
turn.
true too, because he had the Maui out for the extra turn.
Yeah, he did have the Maui. He did not ink. He played, which is strange. I wonder if he really likes his hand. If he bricked, I'm trying to see what he might have because I know that a Tamatoa is coming out. I know I don't have any way to necessarily make these things hit on a Shisu or a Brawl. So I want to get to that Be Prepared as fast as possible
Sure.
because I have these little guys that I think can potentially outquest.
So now we're going to trade into the Tamatoa there
Yep.
and see if he's going to play out a Cusco or what else he has in his hand. I'm not sure, but he's going to pass it over to the Legend here, who is working with a lot here with maybe 8 or 9 ink.
Yep. I see 6, 11?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Math, guys.
11? I think there's one hidden there.
Could be. I really like the art sleeves though on these.
I do. I like both. I think they're. Is Raymond's also a dragon?
Yes, I believe these are both Dragon Shields for their special edition anniversary release.
I like them. Okay, so we're at 7 to 9. We have a goat on board. We are playing down
Boy, more items.
more items. We know we're gonna dime, so we essentially have 5. And he's doing the math.
13.
I think he's good.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I think he got the 7 plus another 7 there for
And that's what
the diamond.
Big
Swift.
Tamatoa does.
Big
You
Tamatoa.
are think you're behind, and then they get 210 lures, especially with the smaller Tamatoa that plays that dime for free.
Who started the first spot? Was it the Legend? Did he go first?
I think he did.
Okay.
Yes, I believe. We'll have to see.
Yeah, because I think we cut in right after they started. Probably. Look at him staring into the camera. That was for me. He knows. He knows I'm looking. Well, he knows everybody's looking at him. Come on now. He is a legend. He probably broke a couple computer screens just by staring.
I am interested to see. I wish we could have seen Raymond's hand if he just wasn't able to ink.
Towards the very end, yeah, if he had some uninkables in his hand.
He had that Be Prepared. That really would have gotten him a couple extra turns, I think.
Yeah, and maybe he did and just forgot, and maybe, he was probably kicking himself for that, but that could have been the reason why.
But it could be that he just plays more uninkables. He's not drawing quite as much as Ivan was, just based on kind of what he's playing and how he's playing it. And so it's a lot easier when you have 14 cards. It's harder to break than when you have 5.
Both players having a really bad hand.
Yeah, that was tough.
Both having Be Prepared early, and then Raymond having a bunch of 4-cost characters. You got to see that one drop play there.
The Legend is still also struggling.
Yeah, and we will see if that worked out better for Raymond here.
Yeah. The Legend, looks like he's got a Maui, a dime, a
bunch of 3-costing up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, what he's playing his popsicles. What else is he playing at 1? Maybe
he's playing Vitalis Sphere, which could also give plus rush, I believe.
Yep.
And then there's another 1-cost item that he does as well. So he does have, I think, maybe 6 to 8 1-drops.
Yep. Look at Raymond's going first. He inks the Brawl. He plays Classic.
Got the broom set up.
Now, that is tough. He has a lot of uninkables.
He has an ice block in hand. I think he runs 1 ice block or 2.
No, I think that's a fishbone.
Is it a fishbone? Okay.
I think it's a fishbone. I don't think he's got. Yeah, he's got a Maurice fishbone. He's got a Queen, a Scrooge. He had a Maui.
So he's gonna quest for 1.
He's
gonna play a broom.
He's gonna pop it maybe. Play 2.
He's gonna go a little bit wide here.
Okay. And again, if you're playing, you're on your head.
Yeah. Missing the 2.
Oh, wow.
Well, Raymond doesn't know, though, is the Legend does play the Queen of Hearts, which is a 2-drop, so he could have got punished for that a little bit.
I was just going to say.
He opted for questing and going wide, which is fine against red-blue. You got to get as much lore as you can.
Yep.
And then thinking about what to bounce here.
Bounces, and then pops for the draw.
Okay.
Nice heavy body up there. He says 2 drop.
I know. Would like to see that last turn. Wonder if he's gonna ink something to play the queen to get some items on the board.
Yeah, he does not.
Not really too many brawl targets that are necessary.
No. Or if he could ramp, he could play his fishbone, start going up in lore. He could draw. He really I think he has a Scrooge though, so he does want items.
I'm not sure how much lore Raymond has. Does he have 4?
Think
Because I think he
he
quested once with the broom and then quested
the
with the 3
three
characters.
characters, so I think he should be at 4.
So yeah, Legend is going for the queen here,
Okay, that makes
which can
sense.
still be taken out by Fox, but the likelihood of him seeing a item is pretty high.
And what did he ink last? Did he ink the brawl? Because if he did, I think he did. Oh, that hurts to
Yeah,
ink the brawl and then see the genie go down. You don't have a lot of evasives. You now are looking at that like he is at 5.
could it be 5?
Is it? I could. It
Yeah, we're a
must.
little bit cut off with the dice
Yeah, I
here.
could go ask them. Let me go. Let me go move. Ask
Sure.
them to move it. I'll be back.
Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting because Fox could just trade into the queen here, or Raymond could just grab the Diablo into the queen. I know the legend wants to get the queen's effect right off, so he is at 6. I'm gonna see if he hits an item here. Sapphire coil. He hit this coil, which is great. That's really good here. I don't know if he has a baby
He
Sisu in,
does.
so he could start inking and then taking out the genie, taking
Oh, that
out
is
the
actually
fox.
great. You're right. Oh, thank
There
you.
you go. Ray Ray
Thank
coming in
you,
clutch.
Ray. He's a caster. He understands. He knows.
He does. He's aware of the dimension. Like he's crazy. He
Yeah.
studies like the dimensions of the stream. Yeah, that's too
That's
much.
yep. That's exactly what we expected. There, you gotta get that genie because I don't unless you're I. Oh, that's not even right. I was saying unless you're Ivan with that Penelope, but that's
Yeah,
that's the wrong color combo. You really are relying on your brawl juicy
right.
to get rid of those evasives.
So Raymond's gonna trade there, getting rid of the queen, playing the Maleficent to draw,
Yep.
and then seeing if he's gonna ink.
And Diablo's doing what Diablo does, which is just turn and say, hit me.
Yeah.
Interesting there. He inked. Oh, I
Is
see.
that 2 beef birds or
He's
1?
got 2 beaver bears and looks like a location, which would be interesting. I mean, Legend slow. You could drop this location. You could move everyone on the location, and then you could be prepared
Right.
and really get a lot of value.
So workshop here, Shield of Virtue.
I don't even remember what that does, to be honest.
I believe it gives Russian. Oh no, it readies a character. So that's
You're
the
right.
other. That's the other item that he plays because he could ready his queen and the Kita to kind of get those effects off.
Get them off to and the queen. Oh yes,
So
you
it's
said that.
it's a very toolboxy techie card. I like it.
And is it free? Do you tap it? Do you banish it? I can't
I
remember.
believe you just exert it. If I'm wrong, or
Nice.
you pay 1
Nice.
or 2 or 3. A lot of these set 1 cards, yeah, that people are
It's been a
using.
while. I need to do my homework.
Yeah,
Gotta
Maurice.
check.
It's been
I know they're pulling out
year and
new
a half
stuff.
plus since we've seen some of these cards
Yeah.
out in the wild. So Raymond playing the Queen Castle over there. Not too many people playing that.
Oh, I thought it was the
It
library
looked
in
like the
his
library, right?
hand. That changes things. I mean, I still think with this board at 5 ink. Oh, what a top deck. I mean,
That is crazy.
what a top deck. I think you play it.
Yep, you just kind of take up Maleficent
Yep.
there and put some damage.
Put the damage
Or
on
he's doing a
that.
quest. Okay.
Oh, he's questing.
Yeah, a little surprise there, unless he has like something that could take it out.
Yeah, I would think
Raymond's at 10 now with the castle.
again, but I mean, I know we see the be prepared, but I'm playing into red. I know I'm at 7. I don't think my characters are going to stick around, so that's always interesting.
Yeah.
It's hard because you don't want to get too behind, but yep,
There's a be prepared.
there's
So
the be prepared.
Castle might survive a couple turns. Next turn, he's going to go up to 12.
Yep. Oh,
Came in a little bit too late there against his board, but
if only you had that hideaway again. He's going to hard cash Scrooge. Oh, he sees that he made a mistake, I think. He sees that he
Probably
had.
could have played the
Yeah,
fishbone.
he could have played the fishbone and then played that for free. That sucks.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. There's a couple lines of play for blue red that you could do, and I was playing Riri's deck earlier, and I had no idea how to play it. I had two cards in my hand, and I tried for one, and Riri was like, "That's not what you do."
And
I
you went,
said,
it was
"This is
50
why
50.
I am not a competitive player."
I
At
think
least
you're very competitive,
I'm
but you.
sometimes competitive, but yeah, I definitely don't have any reps with blue red. So
Yes, yes. I mean, it's hard to jump. I played Ketchup Mustard Hans's deck last week.
sure,
I had no cards the whole time, had no idea.
yeah,
No cards and no characters on board. I don't know what I was doing,
you
but it wasn't right.
serve the condiments but no fries.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep. All right, we
Bad
got.
dad jokes.
No, great jokes.
It's great. You're right. Okay, so we got a little classic here, moving things to the castle. If that survives, Raymond is going to be having such a big draw engine with the
Yep.
Maleficent, Friends, and Castle drawing extra cards.
Now, I'm surprised he did. He played Maleficent last round, right? Or a couple
This is
rounds?
another round because the Sisu got rid of Maleficent.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so he
So it's a
just
fresh
dropped.
Maleficent. Yep.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got the popsicle. We're drawing twice. Another popsicle.
Inking the Queen here.
Yep.
Popsicle for days.
Popsicle for days. He's counting. I don't know what he's looking for. He does have a brawl there. He could get rid of something.
Don't know if a legend runs Big Maui to rush. I don't think in this build, but it's got to get rid of that castle.
I did also see a queen. Oh,
There you
nice.
go. So,
There we
yep,
go.
paid a 3. I think it was 3 to kind of ready a character. They can't quest, but you could obviously challenge and sing songs. So,
Yep. That was nice.
not a bad play there.
Yep. And he got rid of
The
that
castle
location, which is great because Ray Ray was going to.
draw
Sorry, Raymond.
draw 3 at the
Yeah.
start of his turn. Yeah.
And that lore was just going up. I mean, what the castle makes up for the library, it has a little bit less health, and you have to wait till the start of your turn, but it's got that 2 lore on it,
Right.
which is big when you're at 3v14 and you know red blue is trying to get down a dime and a Tamatoa. All right.
He still has a be prepared in his hand if things get kind of messy, but we'll see what he does with the ink that he has.
And when do you think Messi is? You think Messi is this round, or you think Messi is next round?
It's probably messy right now just because he's really threatening high lore. He got goats that could reach a little bit higher too as well, and
And he says, "Let's do it."
let's just get rid of the board.
He's gonna draw 2 off those. He does need to ready his
There's a queen rush.
Yeah, it was interesting. I saw the Queen Rush. I was curious if he would hit that into a Diablo and then he had a brawl potentially. He could have
Okay.
brawled the crab and kept that be prepared.
But at least he kept the brawl there because now he could use it onto Genie.
Yep, which is good. Which
We're gonna have some brawl on brawl action back and
brawl and
forth
brawl.
here.
He does have another Scrooge. You like to see that. He can tap this time. He has a brawl, I believe. Yep. Tapping those ones that don't. Yep. Don't matter. He's gonna draw.
Okay.
His 1 ice block.
Got the ice block there.
I mean, he can still draw off it, which is good. I don't know. I think he only has 4 cards in hand. One of them's dime, which is just not what he wants to play right now, I don't think.
Yeah, I'll play the ice block though to draw off Maurice Workshop.
Yep. It also helps he could ice block Little Shisu, the genie, if he wanted to. Saw Tamatoa, I think. Yeah, big Tamatoa. Which is what he wants to see if he can keep it on board.
Draw the genie. Seeing all the answers there.
Yep. That's again, he could play down that dime. We know goat classic.
Wants to put as much pressure there. He's gonna hard cast the friends to draw 2.
Makes sense.
Sees another be prepared in hand.
And this is where I know I'm again playing red. I know he plays be prepared. So I'm playing my dime first maybe, and then playing my Tamatoa. At least try to get 8 down. Or 10, however many items I have.
He's got a fox in hand, a couple of Inkables.
It's just,
Finders
are you fast
keepers.
enough? Yeah. He's checking to see if he has items, so he's gonna heal because that Tamatoa is coming down.
Tapping the 8 for Big Tammy.
Yep.
Getting back that popsicle.
He can ink and then play and play.
Draw off the ink and then workshop. Gonna start questing over there.
He's gotta get up. We know the goat is at least gonna go out for one, so he's really at 16. If he can replay
Raymond will
it.
probably quest and be prep here.
That's what I would do. I mean, you could also, yeah. Oh, okay.
Another chapter 1 card that I don't think anybody expected.
I did not expect that. That was actually shocking. And it worked because now I'm gonna ink and play my. Does he have his fox? I thought he saw a fox.
I thought I saw it too. I think he does.
Okay, maybe not.
Cusco. Trying to force maybe the trade there.
Yep. You're gonna get up to 17, more draw. He's got more be prepared. He's got Finder's Keeper, so he's gonna rebuild his hand up.
Yep. So he inks that, ice blocks the goat there.
Yep.
Now with 3.
I think he
Sapphire
does,
coil, I guess, too.
I think he double Sapphire Coil.
Nothing survives.
Nothing survives.
Nothing survives when the coil is out, yeah.
Does he have a Shisu, I guess is my question.
Could be.
Maybe he has a little Shisu?
He's exerting 3 there, about to play.
I see a little one. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And then take that out. You definitely want to get rid of the goat. You don't want any bounce shenanigans. You don't want anyone to pull it back, play it, and then you thought something was just 1, and then it ends up there at 20 before you even blink.
Yeah, Scrooge should probably be off the table, though, because it did trade into the goat, right?
Nope, the coils. Coils
that is right,
subtracted
the
the
coil.
goats.
Coil is so good there.
Oh,
and another Tamatoa.
I still think you play the dime, but I know he has the be prepared, so what do I know?
Yeah, now Raymond would probably opt for the be prepared now.
Yeah, I think you have to. You still have to.
But you are right, I probably would have dimed just for that added protection.
You know, I think right now, when you're playing red purple, I think they're running, a lot of people are running 4. I mean, you see another one, he has 3 in hand. If he has a Maui Shark too, I don't think he's playing it.
Yeah.
That would be more red blue, but if you were, you could draw back that Be Prepared. I just think Be Prepared is coming so back into the meta, you have to expect it.
I think so, yeah. Especially if people are going to start playing more Ward, like Prince John, if that comes back in the meta, you got to get rid of those Ward characters.
Yep.
And be preps just save so many games.
Yeah.
Amethyst Steel goes wide, so there's a lot of decks to be prepared for.
Yep. But it's hard. It's hard when you know that you can play the Tamatoa. If it sticks, you have that dime, you have enough ink, and you win. That's really what, red-blue does. It gets their big Tamatoa to stay. It stays, and then it wins in a round.
Yeah. I think in the hideaway there, it's interesting because he knows Raymond does play some locations.
Yep, and he doesn't have a lot. He does have the shield still, Shield of Virtue, so that Scrooge, if it sticks, is gonna double hit.
Oh, you got the goat there, which might...
If he can bounce it, that's really good. If he can't, that's really good. If he plays one other character, that's really good.
But the legend does have Be Prepared, right?
Yes, the legend does have Be Prepared. He's readying up, and he's got extra ink too.
Yeah, you could play Be Prepared and something else.
Yep. He could also brawl and Shisu with an ink.
Big Tamatoa again.
It's back.
It's back.
Man, if he
played that dime earlier.
If he had that dime earlier, he would have. Or if he had gotten it with a queen and been able to play. Oh no, queen has to be less than.
It definitely would have been closer.
Yes, if he had that dime, he really would have been. And Goat is by far. I'm a purple player. Goat's my favorite card. You put it down. It's annoying when you play it.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying when you draw it for your opponent. It's great for you.
Goat is our fail-safe.
Yeah.
It's too good.
And you know you have to get rid of it. You don't want to because you know you're giving them lore. It just is a tough card all around. Okay, he's drawing. He's inking. He's drawing. He's inking. He can ink again. No
Yeah, he has
fishbone this game.
7 up, so
I wonder if he has this Shisu. Yep.
so you got to
Plays
tap
it.
8.
They go. Goes to 19.
I don't think he's questing with that Scrooger there.
Yeah, I wonder why. I think you saw him go, oops, I made a mistake.
Finders Keepers to
Finders
draw 3.
Keepers. A great card.
Another Dragonfire.
Another Dragonfire. That's actually really nasty in some of these. Red blue, where you do just want your big character to stick.
Yeah, like it's instead of playing the Tremaines, the Dragonfire comes out and it's a nice targeted removal there.
Yep, or the Madame Medusa. Now you're like, you know what? I actually don't care about your strengths. I'm just gonna take you out.
Yeah. Queen, not gonna help him there.
He has to be prepared. He can sing it. He can quest. He's got options. He's gonna play another so much draw engine.
Okay.
And he draws 2 more. He's got another
Shisu.
Shisu.
Okay.
I mean,
he could just
you're
go
playing
wide.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
And now remember to quest this time.
There you go. Turn the
8.
Scrooge sideways.
Yep. I think
he has a diamond hand still, right?
Yes, he does. If he can get enough ink, he could play a Tamatoa and a dime.
Man.
He's not quite there.
No, but
if he holds off, I mean, he has a lot of removal. He still has a be prepared.
He does.
I mean, anything's possible with the legend. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, this is where legends are made, so that's exactly why. But not in this case where the be prepared just wipes that board.
But that's almost good. Raymond's spending another turn, kind of sitting. Can't play a lot else, it looks like.
But now I think the legend will drop that Tamatoa.
He knows there's 3 be prepareds out. He knows that not a lot is going to get rid of that Tamatoa unless there's another Dragonfire.
You have 12 items on there.
I think he has another Dragonfire, maybe.
Yeah, this is getting close here. It's the small Tamatoa.
Small
so you could
Tamatoa.
play the dime next turn if he doesn't get rid of that.
Oh, he could have healed before playing that. He should have healed twice. I guess there's nothing on board. I don't know if you can pop the popsicle when there's nothing on board.
Yeah, you can. You could kind of pretend heal there.
Oh, well, he says,
okay.
I forgot the first time, but I'll remember the second time.
It's on purpose, guys.
Don't
yeah,
worry,
no, legendary
I'm
plays
drawing
right
a
here.
lot.
His mentality
understand.
is just beyond our comprehension.
2 Tamatoas.
That was all planned, methodically.
This is what I was saying, though. Last game, he wasn't punished for it, but he's got 2 on the board. So if you King Undisputed, if you Dragonfire, if you Lady T, he's got 2. And he's going to play that dime for free, and he's going to play his big Tamatoa. He goes, if I last one more round, I win. We see the
There's
Dragonfire.
There's a Dragonfire. And the foil one, the Disrespect, too.
Disrespect. But you know what? I think he gets there in 2 with.
He might. He'll quest with Tamatoa for 2 at 10.
Yep.
Play that dime for free, and then play big Tamatoa.
And
then I think he's pretty much got it in the bag.
Yeah, because he's definitely got 10.
I know Raymond was at 19 for several turns.
Many turns.
This was crazy.
This is tough. Yep, play the dime for free. Yeah,
Damn.
You see it. You see that go down. You go. Yep.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was a crazy game.
The legend for the reason. That's exactly what I said. Stories are made. Folklore has been told. Children's book has been written because of the legend. It's all because of him.
Yep. And he just really holds his removal, inks other stuff that I maybe wouldn't, and it pays off because he held.
It was tough. That was some tough lines towards the very end over there because it is not easy to. It's easy to fall, kind of. For like a trap for the 19 lore because you just want to kind of put everything out, but the legend putting out things a couple times at a turn and try not to go super wide.
Yep.
He survived 2 be prepared and 2
3
Dragonfires.
3 be prepared, 2 Dragonfires.
Wow.
Yes.
That is insane.
I mean, he went through 3 big Tamatoas, a little Tamatoa, a bunch of Shisus. That was a
Yes.
great game. Great game
Please,
by both of them.
Judge. Please, Frosty Man up. Everybody has to learn the folklore of the legend,
Yeah, both great players.
surviving the 19 lore. Um, as we move on to the second feature
Oh,
match. So you have Brian. I didn't even know Brian was here actually. So shout out to Brian. He's playing red blue, and then we have the local legend also, Hans.
Hans, the ketchup mustard. And we do see this is exactly the deck that I was talking about before. He did scoop. I don't know who took it though. But it is 15 to 17. But it looked like he scooped. I'm assuming Hans had 15 on board and he could not remove.
Okay.
So I think Hans took that, but I'm not sure. I can go check if I need to.
So it looks like Hans took that one.
Hans took that.
Are they going on to game 3 now? Oh wow. Okay. So we
Oh,
just missed it.
just missed
Maybe
it.
we'll see it in the next couple rounds
Uh,
over there.
and that was that deck. I saw the Maui Sharks, and so I do think that was that action-based deck that
Okay, so
popped
he
out.
was maybe playing the DKP list. Okay, we'll maybe get some information
Maybe,
later on.
yeah, see how he does.
I
Doesn't
do
look.
know Brian does normally play either hyper aggro or red blue,
Mm-hmm.
so he does have the two decks that he normally does play.
Yes, 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 yes.
But we just scraped, we just missed it, but we're definitely going to be moving on to. I think we might have 4 rounds tonight.
Yeah,
I think we're going to move on to the third round in a bit, but in the meantime, what do you think about the game between Raymond and Justin?
that was great. And yes, just to answer in chat, Freshman, yeah, Hans is our local Mufasa player, tried and true. He's been playing red, yellow. Again, we have a lot of core players. They play their core colors. So yes, he is our Mufasa player
He is
tonight.
a day tour from top
Yes,
64 in Chicago
in Chicago.
DLC. One of the few Mufasa players to go pretty far. I think Lore Gaines also did one recently, and then one other person, but definitely surviving with that Mufasa engine.
Yes,
Um, but yeah, that's the first game. If you guys witnessed it, that was a good back and forth. I think that second game between Raymond and Justin could have gone either way.
I agree.
But just towards the very end, like just pulling out those Tamatoas and
Yeah.
surviving the removal that Raymond had was pretty insane.
I really liked the Dragonfire. I think there's a lot of bigger characters that don't have ward that it was really helpful against, as you saw in that game. I think it just, yeah, if he had not been able, if the legend had not been able to take all of those small characters out, it would have been a different game.
It
But
would have, yeah,
at the same time, Raymond did have to keep the Tamatoa off the board. Otherwise, he's going to win, and it's such a huge
yeah,
threat. You have
right.
to spend 7 ink to be prepared one character. You got to Dragonfire it. It's really tough once Red Blue gets 10 items, huge characters.
And then the big Tamatoa just closes games. But you could see the difference between Ivan's build and Raymond's build,
Mm-hmm.
especially with their draw engine, with Ivan opting for the library and Raymond opting for the castle,
Mm-hmm.
and also for some of the removal options for Raymond playing Dragonfire. So two different kind of ways you could build, Ruby Amethyst the set. But I do agree more of the draw engine is needed. I think the Cusco's is really great for that deck.
Yes.
And just being able to draw infinite amount of cards is in this meta is so important because sometimes you would just lose to red blue because they would out resource you with Hirams, and now you don't get that much draw from that deck.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, it does make sense with the castle for Raymond's deck potentially. He has Be Prepared, but he also has Dragonfires. And so you're taking more of the bigger characters out that would threaten that castle,
Sure.
where Ivan is really going for, I'm playing a lot of little guys. I want to get them on my library. I actually want you to pop them. I want you to hit them. And the library has a bigger butt, so it's harder to get rid
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to see the difference. I think the legend just really, he found his draw engine. He found what he needed, and got there in that even playing second there.
Yeah, and red blue squeak it out in this game versus the other way around with Ivan and Ray Ray. So
Yeah.
very interesting, two different dynamics of the game over there. So we will definitely see more of this like high level play.
Maybe we'll see
Back and forth in the next couple rounds.
the
And
legend versus Ivan.
who knows?
We'll
that
see
might
it
that
again.
might be the finals. We'll see that in a little
We'll
bit.
see.
But from then, we're gonna take a little break. Type in the chat again what you guys are playing this set. I see a couple people like the Mufasas and everything, but we'll definitely try to get a different color combination on the next stream.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we'll try to look at something new. Not that we don't love
yeah,
it.
but we gotta bring some spice. So
Yep, yep.
we will catch you guys soon.
are back again at Buffalo Grove at Nerd Rage Gaming for our local Lorcanas. We are in round 3
Yeah,
now.
which might be our last round of the night. We'll double check with that. But we do have a new color combination that we'll be seeing real soon. We got two players, one of them being Julian and the other one being Ed, which we saw briefly earlier in the rounds. Ed was playing Amethyst Steel, and I believe Julian is running an Amber Steel variant. So another deck that kind of came back from the last couple sets. And I think it's because of the rise of the Diablo and the evasives. Songs kind of came back a little bit to deal with that, and we're going to see how that plays out with the purple steel matchup against Ed.
Yep, yep, yep. And when you have not quite so, I mean, we saw a lot of item builds, but when you have more characters, not just Hiram and items, you got more stuff to use these songs on as well.
Yeah, so they are starting off here with the mulligan, checking out to see what they have to start off with. And we'll see who started with the dice roll. But you have the powerful plays of Cinderella turn one, which could sing songs early. And
Yep,
there's also the Daisy route too, which you could go pretty aggressive. So
yep. And then it also looks, put the daisy back. Um, we got some songs coming. Oh, 3 songs.
that's what you like to see with
All
the Amber
uninkable
Steel.
though.
A lot of uninkables there for sure, but you could draw out of the Cinderella with the Storm
Yep.
for some extra draw power. So we'll see how it starts off. Not sure who's starting off, but maybe Julian.
We'll have to wait and see. I think no matter what, you want that one drop, and then obviously Ed, we have Amethyst Steel.
And it's not just Ed; it's Ed Labubu Ed. He is the mascot of the Lords of Lore.
Yes.
Labubu is a fashion trend that's been going on since about a year or two or so. It's these like little scary creatures. He has one
Scary.
hanging. Some people think it's scary, but it's cute also. Scary slash cute, if that exists in the world, which it does. So it's a fun little toy action thingy that he has going on here.
And this Labubu is rocking a Lords of Lore shirt, one of a kind so far. He's got his Lorcana iconic swag going on, which we love. Good
Okay.
luck, supportive. We
So
do see Cinderella going down. We know Julian's got a lot of songs, 2 songs, I believe, at least, that Cinderella can sing. Excuse me. We have Ed having its magic broom.
gonna start to ink. I don't know if you play Snake. That'd be a cool little play here just to kind of bounce back the broom for the snake so it doesn't get hit by the storm. But maybe he might be playing a character to banish with broom. So he's kind of deciding what to do here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some bounce. He has that Jafar. He is gonna ink the Jafar. That again, he can discard to draw, and exactly what you
And he
said.
does have the snake. There you go. Which is great against the Amber Steel. That's classic to kind
Mm-hmm.
of avoid the storm coming down here through Cinderella.
Yep. So if Cinderella does sing that storm, it's only gonna do 2 damage to the snake, and then the snake can knock Cinderella out if Ed wants. Um, Otherwise, if Julian quests or does anything else with this Cinderella, same thing's gonna happen. So Julian is just gonna say, you know what? Actually, I have 2 songs potentially that I can sing next round if they stick. So why don't I just wait?
Yeah, he opted playing the Troubadour, which is one of the newer cards for
Mm-hmm.
Amber Steel, which is a great addition. It is a very similar singer function to Ursula back in the day,
Yep.
but the Troubadour is going to get that +1 resist as well. And it being a 1/3, it's really hard to get off the board there. So and it also sings 4, just like how Ursula did as well.
Yep. Especially if you're not playing into red, which we see that we're not. You know that you don't have to worry about that brawl coming out. You don't have to worry about that little Shisu. So you know your singers might potentially stick a little bit. We do see that Ed has the snake. He's going to quest because, what's really threatening on this board apart from songs. So might as well tap. And then we do have that Calhoun. So I love Calhoun in this deck because, you see it right here. If Julian does sing, with either of these, Calhoun is going to be able to challenge them and then get that 2 lore and is not even going to take any damage with that resist on there. And so Ed is really able to put a lot of pressure and still get some lore pressure as well.
Downside of here is that Julian's probably going to play a character and sing Strength to get rid of that Calhoun
Mm-hmm.
with Cinderella. So you have to look out for that too as well. But he's still thinking about what to ink because there are a lot of uninkables in his hand. Trying to see if he could play a character in the first place. Inking the Pete there.
Yep.
Playing
Playing
a
the
Daisy. Yep.
Daisy.
Singing the Strength there. Yep. Take out the Calhoun.
Yep. And then we're gonna take out.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Okay.
I was just gonna say. So there's a question there. I did see. What is that card called again?
That is
Zeus.
Zeus. Yep.
Zeus. I did see that. I was wondering if he was gonna use it on the Calhoun, but instead he says, you know what? I'm gonna take both of your creatures out. Keep both of my singers on the board. That's tough. That's tough.
That is tough. Yeah.
That's a
So
tough start.
wonder if he has a fox here to bounce it back.
He
Take out
does.
the I don't know, singer maybe? The troubadour?
Yeah, I mean, I think singing four, you always want to take out a higher singer. I don't know if Julian plays the shift Cinderella. That's always a potential with the smaller Cinderella. That's the steel resist 5/5. Once that's on the board, it's really hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
But you know, Cinderella can't sing Zeus. More limited in what she's able to sing. But she is able to
Sing the other storm that
Yep.
was in his hand. Drawing to the whole new world.
world.
So he does play. This is more of a traditional songs deck. I think he was used to playing the Diggy Dig last format, so
Yes.
maybe he switched on to the more traditional song package here with Daisy.
Yep.
So he's going to quest for 2. Daisy's going to trigger. He gets the genie.
Love to see that if I'm Ed.
Which is great for Ed, yes. Hard to get rid of that besides like a Zeus.
And we already know there's one down. It is hard here. Julian has a whole new world and not a lot of cards, which means what am I going to do? Potentially hard cast it. If Ed can get some of these cards down before that whole new world goes out, that might be really good
Right.
for him as well.
So we'll see how he plays this out. I think he still has a lot of options before he could hold New World. He's gonna play Bianca because of the the allies there actually. So she costs 2 less if you have an ally out on the field.
And she is able to sing that whole new world next turn.
Right.
But that does mean that Julian is going to skip an ink this turn, which never feels good.
Yeah, that is a little tough there. But you're going to get some lore out of Daisy at least.
A crab.
The crab, yep. Which is not what he wanted to see. 2 great top decks from the Daisy there.
But again, you do know you are going to whole new world next turn. You have to, I would imagine, unless you play something incredible. And so you say, go ahead, take the character. I'm just going to whole new world it out of your hand anyway. Right. So you're hoping it's not something that can do too much damage. I mean, this crab is going to mean this genie could take out the Daisy. Or continue to push. I don't necessarily hate
Fox,
that.
Maybe? Yeah, Fox.
Yep.
Take out the Daisy that way.
Yep. It does hurt because, you know, you're pulling cards back into your hand. You think as a purple player, you say, I'm going to pull these back and I'm going to keep them and be able to replay them for that draw. You know, but we do know that Julian has that whole new world, which is going to mean that this genie's going to go potentially this turn. And then here, you're going to ink. Now, do you play your Daisy? Yep, he's going to play, and then he is going to sing, I imagine.
Yep. So taking out 4 cards out of Ed's hand there, which is rough for him. He's got some solid cards there.
Yeah. All right. And drawing back up to 7. I did see Ed pull that Pete, which is really nice against this deck. If he had had it 1 turn sooner, that would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But Julian did also miss the aerial singer early on, too, as well. But at least he recovered with the Bianca.
Yes. Yes. And that's why that Bianca is really nice, because you have a lot of allies. It can sneak out sooner. And then if you're playing some of these other red decks, it is kind of bigger than your other singers. It's a little harder to get rid of. It's a little stickier, which is nice to make sure that you actually can get that whole new world off.
Right.
All right, we see a Pete going down, and then we do see a location. I actually really like this addition in this deck.
It's a 1-cost location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Neverland?
Neverland, so it's 4 health, does 1 lore, it's 1 cost, but If you have Be Prepared's happening, you can put a couple of those down. Again, red control decks, it's a little harder to get rid of that.
Yep, right. So Ed opting for his own Pete there, just because he drew a whole hand with a whole new world. He's kind of telegraphing all those songs in his hand.
Yep. And what is Bianca's health? Willpower?
5/5.
5/5. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so like you said, very sticky, hard to get rid of.
yeah.
You're gonna have to do like a crab plus whatever character you have out there to take her out.
Yeah. That Pete is doing work. Oh no, that was his discard. I was like, wow, he's got so many more songs
He
back.
does, right? Yeah, right.
No, no, no.
But that's a scary field, though.
Yeah, it is a tough field, and you only have this huge character exerted. You can't really get rid of it. You had the crab. I don't think he has that crab anymore. It is tough. He is gonna ink the library. He's gonna play a Calhoun. He's gonna play. Yep. I mean,
Go wide himself, so might as well.
yeah. Now, if you're going wide, are you hitting this Bianca?
Still
Or are you
pretty
just
early in the game.
questing?
I might just start questing, and then waiting for the next turn. If Bianca turns sideways, maybe you could crab the Calhoun and take it out. But um, yeah, it's tough. But yeah, he's gonna opt to race a little bit here. Because it's hard for Amber Steel to also deal with a wide board unless they're running
Yep.
swords. So,
Which I don't think is
um,
super popular.
right, and then no actions for the next turn either way either. So,
Yep, that's right. So
get as
even
much lore as you can.
you make a great point. Can't sing. She's only one, lore. He can maybe get a crab next turn, like you said, on that Calhoun, which would be a great trade. Um, or that Calhoun can hit into this Cinderella, this Pete. If that would be a trade, which would be not ideal, but at least get some lore.
Yeah. So the ink over here for Julian, he's inking that because there's no really high
Mm-hmm.
strength characters. It's really good against a blue red matchup, but not this necessarily.
Yep.
So at least it's easy ink here that he's thinking about, and he does have another whole new world in his hand.
I did see. I think he has two. Nope, he has a Zeus.
But you have the Lawrence. Lawrence is pretty good there. A really solid body. He's gonna get the aerial to look at the top four for the
Oh, that's
storm.
nice. Oh, we see two of those. Great Mouse Detective. World's Greatest Criminal? Is that what it's
World's
called?
Greatest Criminal Mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, those 5 strength takes him right out. I think
So
this is really.
this board's getting really crazy
Yeah.
now because both sides. I mean, Steel could deal with it a little bit better than Amethyst Steel, but Amethyst Steel has trouble dealing with the wide boards here.
Yep. And then this is smart here. He's got 2 singers, so he's not worried about tapping that Bianca. And then he's going to take out some of that board, get a good trade on the Shmi. Bianca's still on there, and then trade in with his Pete, which, again, did his job. We love to see Daisy giving us small drops.
Nothing compared. Oh,
Yeah.
Ed did not like what
Oh,
he
and
saw there.
like
Maybe who
what
knows?
he saw.
Give him a little tell there, but
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's another uninkable. I'm not sure if it looked like a genie, but I'm not sure what would make him have that
yeah, it's
face.
the stank face came out.
Yeah, he said, this is not what I want. So we see in chat here, someone says the Steel Amethyst deck needs the legendary Jafar to gain lord for each card you draw. What do you think about that one? That
It's
one
an
is...
interesting deck actually. Another local that we play, Abraham. He does play that deck. It could. It's a high roll deck because you gotta have the combos. You gotta have Jafar. You gotta sing with Jafar, and then you could gain 7 lore because you gain lore for each card that you draw.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. It could steal some games. I don't think it's as consistent as a traditional Amethyst steal,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really really fun to play, and I think it could catch a lot of people off guard.
Yeah. It's one of those combo decks where, yeah, it's not consistent maybe to go to one of the higher competitive where you're playing 9, 10 matches in a day and you need every match to be a win. But it is fun.
Yeah, and it could definitely take first place in several locals. So
Yep.
it's a super fun deck, and yeah, you'll definitely get on the receiving end because you could sing twice, whole new world, and
Yep.
you can gain 14 lore. So it's a spicy deck for sure.
Let's go to see Ed just did an incredible play actually. So I'm surprised at his upset face. So he, I believe, played I'm not sure if that genie was already there, but he definitely played 2 strengths.
Yeah, that strength came down and got rid of that Bianca and had
Yes.
the board over there. And then Calhoun traded for that extra lore.
Yep.
So a lot of good moves here from Ed.
That was great to clear the board. He still has good board presence. He can still keep up right now. And then both going to draw a card off this. But he does, you want those singers gone. You know there's big songs coming out. You know this Cinderella can't sing potentially Zeus, can't sing Whole New World. Um,
Yeah, the key is to definitely take away their singers, and it's an uphill battle from there. They have to reestablish those big singers
yep.
right after the board clear.
And that is the one thing about the song stack. You really want your singers to stay. All right, what is Ed? Oh, a Shmi. I
Okay.
would love to see that. It's
And just drop
big.
double Smees every day.
Yeah. 2 lore. It's a 3/3. It's 2 ink. All things I like.
So hard casting the Zeus there to get rid of Genie. Nice.
That makes sense. You know he's going to bounce. He's evasive. He's annoying. He draws a card.
A lot of back and forth here. Both removing each other's
Yeah.
boards back and forth. So, but Ed has a healthy hand size, courtesy of the whole new world and some of the draw power there. And he is sitting at 7 ink so far.
Yep. What is interesting is this Neverland is sticking around and passively getting Julian 1 lore a
Yeah,
turn. And right now, Ed doesn't really have anything that can just take it out, except maybe a fox.
yeah, no fox at the moment, and no crabs that we saw that made sense to play. So yeah, it's the 4 health is really sticky in this meta where there's a lot of 3/3s and such.
Mm-hmm. So we see a lot coming out. This all makes sense. You got your 1 drops that are going to draw you stuff. If there's a whole new world, you also want to put stuff down. Um, can't sing it right now. I think the Troubadour is only a 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Let's see. He's gonna tap 3.
Does he have another strength potentially? He
Oh, very
does.
nice.
Yep. Yep. And then he can take out this. Yep, absolutely. If the singer is exerted, take
There
it
you go.
out.
So tables have turned kind of back and forth here, with a lot of trades and singing back and forth. Really,
Yeah. I'm still shocked by Ed's really upset face
it could have
because
been a poker face
yeah,
because
maybe it was a trick.
he does like to troll a lot.
Because I don't think Amethyst Steel traditionally plays that many songs. They're not really running the not Let It Go. Strength of a Raging. Nope. What is the song? Do I know my
Storm Rage on.
Storm Rage
There you
On?
go. Yes.
Too many Disney
Well,
songs.
the songs are very similar, but yes, I think the newer version, yeah, they're just depends. It really depends. Like if you're gonna go heavy on the song package, but strength's definitely in there.
Yep.
And then I don't know if
And
he's
he's seen
running friends.
3. He's seen
He's seen 3 already.
3
Yes,
strength.
thank courtesy of the whole new world. So it does
Yeah.
cycle throughout that, and that's the only risk you do is kind of give the steel player more songs to use.
So we see a Lawrence. Lawrence is nice. He is technically a 4/4 until he has damage, and then he's a 0/4. So something's got to either hit him with a song or run into him, and he does a lot of damage back. And then he does quest for 2 for 3 ink only. So a great card there. And then Julian's really contemplating whatever this other card is.
I know it's kind of it's another song. Did he
Yeah.
play Pete last turn? No, right?
No, he
Okay.
did not, because he hit the Cinderella. I
Yeah,
see.
Zeus. Okay.
Hard casting the Zeus, questing, popping.
Oh,
Oh,
the dock.
we love to
Another
see
great top
that.
deck off Daisy.
Yeah. That is the thing about Daisy. I mean, Daisy's good in this deck if you do Whole New World, because all of those characters you're giving people. Oh!
Oh, that's the triple dock.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe that was what the face was about. So we are going to dump the 2. I think this makes sense. You're really not getting a lot else from the dock as far as lore or stats, so you might as well just
Hmm.
drop them and see what else you can play with your extra ink. You also know Julian has 1 card,
Yeah.
so a Whole New World is good for him as it is for you, and you want to put that pressure on.
Yeah, so I would try to build a wide board again.
Yep.
Unless he thinks that Julian's running swords or something, but again, the likelihood you'll see that is very slim.
Yeah, definitely Swords is kind of out of style. That Tinkerbell that does damage to everything is out of style, so you're a little safer to put. But maybe we'll see more of it as this Amethyst kind of style of just all of these kind of one drops.
So he's gonna take out the Daisy. Daisy's
Yep.
been chilling there for a while.
I think Ed's really saying, all right, I'm ready for you to not gain any more lore. You got one card in hand. I don't need more. I can draw. I'm gonna drop my guys down. Did ink in the wrong way, but it all the math was the same.
Okay.
And again, this location is doing work for Julian. It's really hard. Like it's only one, so it doesn't really feel, I think,
Yeah, it's
worse.
very like the threatening of that one lore isn't so big in the beginning, but once it stays, it just adds on so much throughout the game. And if you don't deal with it, it's just gonna get 4 or 5 lore like it just did in this game.
Yep. And then you gotta kind of, at some point decide, am I gonna get rid of it?
Yeah,
All right. So I think Julian has a Daisy and a whole new world. I think that's what's in his hand.
that is rough. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, he did so good. He played 2 singers that one round. He played another singer, and Ed has just found the cards that he needed to get rid of those singers and make Julian have to spend a lot to get rid of Ed's stuff with these songs,
Yeah, yeah,
which is not what you ever want to do when you're playing Steel Song. You want to be singing.
yeah. He's at 7 ink for Julian.
Yeah. Whole New World Daisy. I think he's thinking, what am I looking for? I mean, what do you do here? I think I. Oh, he plays the Daisy, he's questing, and he's passing. Okay,
Might
interesting.
wait for another turn there.
So he says, I think he's saying, I have win on the board. I'm putting pressure. You gotta get rid of definitely my Lawrence.
Yep.
Maybe
So he's
my
gonna
location. Pop.
maybe look for some crabs or foxes.
Yep. He does have enough. He could trade the Pete and the Doc. Still put some quest pressure on. Again, I think the thing I'm worried about if I'm Ed, I've spent 3 of my strengths. I don't necessarily play other songs, and I'm gonna have to, if I don't get rid of a lot of this, keep Julian from gaining lore.
Right. Yeah, and he did ink a Cobra at the beginning of the
Yes.
game, so that would have, I think, got him to enough lore there. Um, but yeah, he looks like he's gonna trade.
He has to definitely take out one of these. And he does trade the Pete. He's got to take that Pete off the board. Oh, no, actually, I'm wrong. They're right. He hits with the Doc, trades with the Doc, and then with the Pete, the Lawrence is now, because it has damage,
Right.
at 0.
0. Yep. So good trade there, and Ed's gonna go wide here, dump in the hand and play the dock.
Nice. Oh,
Eddie's got, I think the flower that kind of gets the lore,
yep. Yep. White Rose.
White Rose, and he's just gonna quest, put the pressure onto Julian, which may be tough. Not too many cards gain instant lore
I don't think so.
in that color combo.
No, I mean, unless you have a flute, which is I have not seen yet. Get back into Steel Song. It is great. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
you
a
but
Wreck-It Ralph, which is very
yes,
spicy. I know Hans likes to play that card too as well, so
yes,
that gains
bring a
lore.
princess back.
So he's gonna try to get as much stuff off the board, and yep,
Yeah,
couldn't make it there. Like that was
that was
kind of
tough.
went toe to toe.
And it's hard there. I think, to Julian's credit, he has the whole new world. He knows that if he plays it, Ed's going to get 7 cards. Maybe he gets that Cobra. Maybe he gets more little guys if Julian doesn't have something that can go wide and
Yeah,
do a lot of damage, like we've been saying. It's going to be hard to deal with it. So you're almost like, what's the point in playing? It's gonna help my opponent more than it's gonna help me, and I'm not gonna be able to play any of these characters I draw down anyway.
yeah, and these are two great matches to kind of witness the back and forth of what songs could do to each other, especially
Mhm.
with Amber Steel singing songs, and you still have Strength and Storm on the other side for Amethyst
Yep.
Steel. and a lot of trades going back and forth. So it really could have gone either way with this matchup, and you kind of saw it right there. And just maybe at the wrong Daisy trigger could really hurt a little bit. Being able to give two great cards to Ed there,
Yep.
and then Pete's back and forth. So it's a lot of back and forth. It could really go both directions.
And I really think the three strengths won at that game. He got rid of all of the singers he needed to.
Hmm.
Julian could not sing that second whole new world when Ed still had cards. Um, they're joking around, having a great time.
Yeah.
That is the best thing about being here at Nerd Rage.
Especially our locals too. We just
Yeah.
love to have a fun, good time, and just
Yes.
it's less stress when you play here, I guess, because we just know each other and everybody has a great time. We're not toxic, so like that's what I love about Disney Lorcana is just the community here is so much better than most card games, and it just makes you want to come back every week just to play some fun games.
Yeah, you see Julian took a loss there, but still is goofing around,
Yeah,
making his opponent laugh. I mean, that is consistent. Everyone has a good time.
yeah, it's the power of the Labubu actually. So like if Ed wasn't wearing it, it kind of charms your opponent.
That's true. Or
So
does
that's
it scare
also the
them?
secret. It could intimidate as well too as well, but um,
All right, so we're doing some mulligan. I don't. We can see Julian's a little. He's keeping a Cinderella, maybe.
yeah, he's got the Cinderella here. Couple options. Gonna put back three or four there.
Puts back the Rapunzel. Puts back the Gaston. Keeps the Cinderella. I wonder if he has the Ariel. Probably has at least a song in there.
Right.
Hopefully, he has some Inkables.
Yeah. We want another back and forth match because that was actually pretty fun.
Yes.
'Cause we sometimes you just never tell who's gonna win in certain matchups, and this is one of them. It could really go either way. Okay, so we have Julian starting off again, right?
Yep. Yep. Oh, and he was first. So that was
Yeah,
great for Ed.
it
Yeah.
was. Kind of came back there, and it was just yeah, all to like the wide board situation there. It's who
Yes.
could clear each other's board and be able to come out on top at the end is just really the game plan for both of these decks.
So if you played today and you saw that board, do you go home and think about a Grab Your Swords, think about a Tinkerbell, or you think I'm gonna keep the songs that I have?
Yeah, I mean, if a lot more people were playing, if you have a heavy local meta with a lot of Diablos and ward characters, I'd probably opt for a Grab Your Swords. But it's really dead against like some of the other major decks like Ruby, Sapphire. It's not really doing much,
Mhm.
so it's really tough. Like it could be a good one of as a tech of option, but right now I think everyone's trying to counter the Diablo meta.
Yeah.
So that kind of opens up for other decks to open up, and then if that kind of goes away, then your swords will kind of be dead. So it's really just a meta call or knowing kind of like what your local's going to play too as well. If we got set champs coming up, so if you have a lot of people who are loving the Diablo engine, whether that's Emerald Steel or Purple Emerald, then you play swords.
Yep.
I think it's not a bad option, but at the moment for the overall scheme, I think the song package is really tight,
I agree.
and I think you're fine at where you're at with what Julian's playing.
Yeah. And I do think, he did have with that Bianca, she can definitely take out some bigger threats
Sure.
potentially, which is nice. You might not be able to finish something, but you can hit it for 2 damage with one of your songs, and then hit it for 5. That's a lot of damage in kind of one round.
Yeah, and we're seeing the arrow here for the first time in this matchup, and you got
Mhm.
whole new world there.
Okay.
You might as well, if you're starting off and you got
Yep.
the whole package, you got Daisy, Cinderella, you just have an infinite amount of potential plays there for the whole new world.
And you do not. I think that's smart. Hoping that Ed doesn't have. Well, actually, this is actually very smart because Ed can't play for free. Oh, he says, "Look, I got what I needed." He got the Pete, but let's say he didn't have the Pete. He's not gonna be able to get 3 characters down to actually get rid of that Ariel
Yep.
with a strength, and so Julian doesn't have Inkables, right? He feels pretty confident that Ariel's gonna stick. Yeah,
No actions.
no
There you go, Ed.
action.
Let him know.
We love to see that because you know exactly what's coming, and you know that you have a lot of cards. So, I mean, great play by Julian, great play by Ed. Um,
Drawing into a storm, which is pretty good.
I
Clear
mean,
clear
it's
some board over here.
tough when you can't do actions. No actions this turn.
No action this turn, right? Future turns.
Future turns. And you really want to see an inkable there, I think.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then you got Zeus and
He said, no, no,
Storm
no.
and a whole new world. Yep.
Ed knows. Ed knows he's got a bunch of songs in there. That's what song does. Pete really shows up here. And Pete's great against song decks. Pete's great against your Be Prepareds. And your Dragonfires that we saw
Sure.
earlier.
Yeah.
Sudden Chills. I think Pete is a terrific card.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Ed is
He's getting some good cards off of that Daisy.
he's drawing.
I don't think Julian's gonna play Daisy after tonight. He's gonna switch that card out and I don't know, replace it with a queen or something. But
again, the thing that's hard is that the Daisy, if you quest and then can sing your whole new world, you take those characters out of their
Right,
hand. You
yeah.
don't care. But if you are Peated upon Peated, and now Pete can also.
Julian's saying, you don't have to play Pete if you don't want.
You really, I actually insist you don't.
So the double Pete back to back was pretty good on that side, and he's gonna take out the Daisy.
Take out the Daisy, that makes sense. Characters stay, he gets to quest. He doesn't necessarily need to pop those brooms right now. Because again, the only thing that can really hit them is this aerial, and is that worth it? You
Right.
then tap your aerial. Oh, this
He does
is
see an inkable though.
such a tough choice that you can't play actions. It's your only inkable. It's the only thing you can play this turn.
Yeah, like what do? You just
What do
play
you
it out?
do?
Just ink?
I think with two Pete's, I think I might ink, but it's a tough I can see him debating because it's tough. But you already lost one ink. I think it makes sense that he inks there.
Yeah, and I don't. Knowing the casino high roll that's been happening with Daisy, he is not gonna quest
He's
anymore.
not. It's not worth it.
I would be traumatized after giving it so much value.
He says, "I will quest when I can play my whole new world."
And that can play like with the mental of the game. Like it's just sometimes like certain things happen throughout the game, and that kind of stops you from doing things. It's a whole another realm of card games that people have to get used to.
Does he have? All right, I was so worried.
We would cry, but it would be a crazy another Pete. But
this is a tough. Oh, so then you put the Calhoun down. You know the Calhoun's great here. You definitely want because her on the board because you know that Julian wants to sing.
Right.
And you know that if Julian's singing, people are gonna be turned. And otherwise, Julian's going to have to spend... He also has the crab. That's going to do some damage, too. I mean, this is a nasty, nasty board.
It is.
And at this point, Ed has 2 cards. Julian has 4. He can ink. He can sing and do some damage. I don't know that I'm playing my whole new world, necessarily.
Yeah, he could take out some characters at the moment. Because he does have 2 songs that he could sing outside of the whole new world. But... yeah, I don't know. Maybe take out the Pete so he doesn't bounce it again and keep playing it.
Yeah.
There's also, he doesn't have strength to take out the Calhoun, but he does have the Zeus.
He has the Zeus. He can sing it with his aerial. He could take out one of these Pete's, potentially. But then you're leaving these brooms on the board that can just draw for Ed anyway.
Right, yeah.
You're not questing with your Daisy then, necessarily. Versus questing with the Daisy, playing the whole new world. Alright, so he is going to get rid of the Pete. He's going to draw.
Drawing into Gaston. Singer 5 Gaston, I believe.
Yep. And he does have... He's going to have 5 ink. I don't know what... I think he is debating...
Yeah, because then if he doesn't hold New World, that's just going to play a wide board.
Yep.
Maybe draw with the broom for 1 draw at least and just keep going wide.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Oh, interesting.
Take out the crab there.
I am surprised that we didn't take out the Calhoun, to be honest, but I'm not a Steel Song player, so what do I know? I do think this is the right move. I was going to say this. Taking out the broom with that Daisy.
Draw engine, yep.
Yep, and then getting your 5 singer down and then inking your other singer. I mean, I think you're still behind on ink. It sucks, but I think you gotta...
Yeah, it's tough because you sometimes the whole new world is very tempting, but you also want to establish your board. So it
Hmm.
takes a lot of patience trying to know what your next couple lines are going to be. Because if you whole new world too early, then you're just going to give your opponent so much more advantage.
Yep.
But then Julian opts to kind of build the board first, and then now Ed has to answer his singers, which might happen. And but at least you're not giving Ed a whole new hand. So
Yep.
um, yeah, it's I think that's a much better line here from Julian.
It is tough too. I mean, I don't know his highest cards. It could be that he feels pretty good at, say, 6 ink or so. So maybe he's not worried about missing a couple inks there. He knows he's going to get some value out of singing. I mean, you have to take out, absolutely. I'm
If
assuming
he's
take,
gonna bounce and play Pete again. But yeah, Calhoun will take out
yep, for free.
the Daisy there.
Oh, interesting. I would have thought take out the Cinderella, but that makes sense too.
Yeah, just because Daisy has a big butt, so it's like really hard to get rid of.
And also, if you're gonna play the Pete, yep, that makes
And
sense.
then bounce it back.
Might as well. Look at
No
Julian's face. He
actions. He
goes,
does
"Are
not like
you?"
that.
Like he did not like that. And then again, you know they can't play action, so you're pretty comfortable leaving this broom down. Say, go ahead, hit my broom. I'll hit your guys with Calhoun. I'm not worried about it. Now he opts to play the Troubadour. I think it's because he doesn't have an ally for the Bianca that I believe he has in hand, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, right. You got the hero Cinderella, and I think Gaston's a villain tag, so
Yep,
cannot cheat out Bianca yet.
which is frustrating because Bianca could have knocked into this Calhoun, which would have been really nice. And again, because Julian missed those inks, he's not able to just play the Bianca on curve the way that he might, which is unfortunate. That's just the risk of Steel Song.
Right. So he's gonna bounce again. You got a fox over there,
Ugh,
so just the bounce peak could really end the song deck because
yep,
they just rely so much on
nasty.
getting advantage through the songs, and yeah, I mean that's probably what Ed's strategy here is just keep kind of bouncing back.
Yeah, he's not even worried.
Pete,
Yep, not even saying I don't need this goat. You can't. What are you gonna take off my board with
right?
these 1 drops and
So you got a Smee. He's gonna play the Bianca there,
yep.
right? Getting the big board so you could trade into the characters, but getting really
It's
close here for Ed.
tough. Yeah, I mean you can slam your Gaston into the Calhoun, at least not give Ed 2, or you're kind of sitting.
Yeah, yep,
It's tough.
yeah. I gotta get take away some lore from Ed,
Yeah.
slow down a little bit, and then hopefully draw into or hopefully have not Ed have a chance to play Pete again because
Yep.
you could finally play your whole new world after 5 turns.
Yeah, yeah. And then give Ed a whole new hand. It just is really that's the hard thing about Steel Song. If you don't get it out early enough, you get in a really tough spot.
Yeah, Daisy's just gotta keep stop giving Ed some
Yeah.
Pete's. That's all it is.
I'm curious too. We didn't see it because Ed plays his cards close to his hand, but I'm curious about the mulligan. I think he really respected the Pete's. I mean, he made sure
Hmm.
that they stuck. He had 2. I don't know how many he drew into. Was
Right.
it did he mulligan for them? Did he keep them? I know he drew one of them for sure. So
Yeah. So probably maybe after turn 1, turn 2, you realize how important Pete was in this matchup, or if you
yep.
knew that ahead of time, possibly too. But yeah, it's just the repeat action there. Um,
Uh
now you could sing though.
yeah, he can sing. I don't know what you're looking for. You ink and sing. I think it's your only option. I mean,
You
you
can
have
sing and play songs, get rid of the board
yeah.
as much as you can, but
Yeah, it's yep.
hard cast Zeus to get rid of Genie and then storm something, but
Yep.
might still not be enough.
He does have the Zeus.
Or strength.
Oh, that's really tough.
Yeah, world's greatest criminal mind isn't gonna do
Not
anything
gonna do
here.
anything here.
He does have a Zeus though.
Do you see?
So
Ed's looking at the
Ed is
camera. He says,
tweaking.
3 docks again. What is this draw power that I have here?
And Ed's wife is like, "Don't worry, Julian. I know how that feels." Especially when they play each other, the repeat
Yes.
action is just too strong against Amber Steel, and you saw that
Yes.
kind of just taken advantage of by Ed.
Yeah, it's hard when you can't play any of your songs you can't
Back to
name.
back to back. Like that
Back to
is
back to
very
back.
frustrating.
Yeah.
And Izzy does play Amber Steel as well, so I could totally understand the frustration. You're
And knows
like,
how to bully. He's been practicing at home.
she's like, why can't my husband just go back to red blue? Why does he have to switch to Amethyst Steel?
Yeah.
Well, this is what happened because of the ban hammer. Now Ed has to play a different deck, and he has to play Pete over and over again.
Over and over, and Ed really had incredible draw. I mean, played incredibly well. Got what he needed, knew to play it. All right.
Moving on to the second feature match, we have Zero the Hero on the right, aka Daryl, playing his signature colors, which is Blurple, and he's going against the Legend. I know a lot of people love him. He does exist out there. He is here for a reason, and he wants to take the game. But we're going to see what happens here between the two matchups, and we'll see who has what game as we go
Yeah.
on to the featured match here.
It is interesting because Zero the Hero, he was on green purple discard,
Yeah,
and he really knew his lines because he is a classic blurple player. This is what he's played in the past. This is, I would say, one of his kind of favorite decks. I think it wasn't that great before the ban hammer.
right.
And I think I've seen a lot of like blurple decks being posted, people saying maybe this could work, maybe that could work. I don't think I know why people think blurple is making a comeback, but
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but it didn't really affect them that much because Hiram was not really utilized in
mhm.
purple decks. They have genies, they have the purple draw engine as well, so they didn't really need Hiram. But it looks like, yeah, the legend has a lot of items on the board here, so you might just try to finish off with a Tamatoa because it's really sticky. Blue purple doesn't have that many options to get rid of outside of like maybe a Hades or maybe freezing it with like an 8-drop Elsa. So we're gonna see if that's the Legends game plan here, just kind of Tamatoa his way out.
I do see nice the friends. I do see the fox in there. He's got enough ink. He can bounce.
Yeah, bounce the crab there to give Diablo the
And
challenge
then
and
love
draw.
that run in with the Diablo. Keep your fox on the board for additional pressure. Um, Still ink and then play something small. And now you have two. You have an evasive. You can also bounce that Elsa back potentially, which does exert things. So it could take out a Tamatoa maybe.
Just gonna brawl the Elsa there
All right, never mind.
and play Ink the Hideaway, play the Lucky Dime, getting ready
Oh.
for the dime play there. I don't know if Zero runs a Hideaway as well or some Cusco's, but he might be. I know he kind of shifted his. There you go. There's a Cusco.
Oh, he's happy
Oh,
about
what a great top
that.
deck
He
there. That
loves
is
that.
what you want to see.
That is what you want to see. And now he's gonna pop. No reason, no cards in hand.
Dang. Got the workshop. Okay.
Oh, he wanted that much earlier.
Right.
I mean, this is the thing, right? You get a Hiram here, and you would have been drawing so many more cards.
Yeah.
And if you really don't get your engine started, you can really end up in a spot where you don't have anything to play, and you don't have any way to get anything to play. And that's never where you want to be.
Wow. Yeah, that was a crazy Cusco. They are in time.
They are in
So it sounds
time.
like the first game went really wide there, really long.
Wow. And Fox back to Cusco to pop the workshop to make sure that the legend can't draw if he had pulled an item, which he might because he is hard casting the Scrooge. I'm curious if it made sense for him to tap and keep that 4 ink, but he
Yeah,
says,
dang.
what am I going to draw anyway?
Wow. I
Incredible.
that was a crazy Cusco there.
Crazy Cusco.
Yeah, I was wondering what Zero had edited from his list because he was running a lot of one ofs and two ofs in his list. So I'm kind of curious how many Cuscos he has in the list, maybe two.
Yeah.
But it does make sense to kind of get rid of like the locations or obviously the items that are hard to interact with.
Yep.
But yeah, that was, I think, as much as they could go is kind of a draw here because they already called time for the round.
Oh, was
Um,
this game two?
I believe so because I
Oh,
think
I
Justin on the
see.
left took game one, and then Zero here just clutching out game two.
Got it.
So it might be a draw just because the round.
Wow, that means they were really playing a lot of solitaire in that first
Yeah,
game.
the first game must have took forever. A
Yeah,
lot of back and
a
forth. I
lot of back and forth.
definitely want to see how that game went. But these were two of the top seeds. I think also Hans was also up there as well, who was 2-0 after round two. So we're gonna see how that goes, because the legend is now a 3-0 going into the next round. But we will see because generally I think we do play 3 rounds here at Energy. But today we have 15 players, which might opt for a fourth round.
Yep, we'll have to go see.
But yeah, what did you guys think in the chat? Like that was some we did see some crazy stuff happening in all the games so far. A lot of top decks that were crazy, a lot of daisy triggers that kind of gave Pete his villain ways to clutch the game, but yeah, that was some crazy matches.
Those were great. Even that last 2 minutes of
Even,
our top game.
even the last 2 minutes, we're
was,
still getting entertained by
yeah.
some high level top decks.
Yes.
Like that,
Yes.
that Cusco definitely saved Zero there for the win, and that kind of clutched out for Blurple. So we're gonna see if there's gonna be one more round. I'm gonna see if yeah, we're gonna do one more round here. So Zeke
One more
gave the
round.
thumbs up. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions for us, feel free. We will answer you guys in the chat. Thank you guys. Don't forget to follow Nerd Rage Gaming both at our Twitch channel and the YouTube channel as well. And then, well, we'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, we'll take a quick walk around. We'll be back.
See you then. And we are
We
back,
are back.
everybody. This is going to be the final round for the night. Usually we don't do that, but we have a pretty good showing. We had 15 players, so we are pushing it to a round four. This will be the final match, and it is going to be against Ivan and Daryl, aka Zero the Hero. Ivan is coming in undefeated, and Daryl has a 2-1 record, so it's going to be an interesting matchup between Ruby
201.
201, yes, correct. Thank you. And Ruby Amethyst versus Blurple, so another classic
Yes.
matchup from the last set or two.
And we did not get to see a lot of Blurple, but what we did see was very exciting. So I'm excited to see this actually
Very
play out.
exciting. Last final round. Definitely pumped. I hope you guys are too. It is going to be a late night for us, but this is what we do here. We love Lorcana, and we love you guys. So thank you guys for staying with us in the chat. Hope you guys are having some fun times tonight and mildly entertained by my commentary. More so, Allison's bringing a lot to the table here. So she's a great co-caster. So thank you.
If I could just remember my songs, it would really help a
Well,
lot.
well, it doesn't help that a lot of players are playing some set one cards, like Ivan and Ray Ray in the beginning. So it's going to be interesting. But
Don't
yes.
tell Ray Ray. I'm gonna have to do my homework this week.
So yeah, we're about to get ready to start the final round here. Shout outs to you guys in the chat. We have Izzy, Frosty Mana, a couple of other. You got Adam too as well. So thank you guys for staying with us
Thanks for
tonight.
joining.
So we are starting off. The first time we're seeing high rolls today, and you got Ivan starting off strong there. He is excited to see that.
I mean, who's not excited to be 3-0 on Ruby Amethyst in set 7?
Yes.
Oh, I dropped something. I'm breaking the stream, guys. Last stream, and I'm already trying to break it.
So you do see a zero with the 8-drop Elsa, which is pretty cool. Don't want to see that early as well, but he is playing that for the shift line.
Yes, and you do have that 5 Elsa now that actually is shiftable. The way that Elsa kind of didn't have anything to shift onto in the past. It was just an uninkable 8-drop, which could really muck up your hand. So it's nice to see that 5-drop into a 6 shift, I believe.
Yeah, Ivan is definitely pumped up. It's probably because Sean's not here to kind of put him in check, because they kind of always go back and forth. But yeah, Ivan's running hot right now today. So it's he normally does, but like yeah, he's super pumped today, especially with this deck that's really working for him tonight.
Nice. We see some good stuff there. 1-drops. We have some ramp for Blurple. We've got a lot of foxes, genies.
Yeah, so a lot of the purple mirrors here. Going to be a genie war a little bit here there too as well. So it's I think it might come down to who maybe out resources the other player. A lot of the draw engines, and Zero's actually playing the Popsicle, which did not get banned. So at least there's a little bit of saving grace for the Sapphire players.
Yeah, and interesting enough, I'm not sure fully what Daryl is playing.
He does play the bell, so he does want
Okay.
a high roll for the bell as well, but does
Got it.
at least give you a little bit of draw power early on.
And I'm assuming he doesn't play necessarily the Tamatoa, so he did
don't
ink
think
that
so.
popsicle. So maybe he's saying, I really just want to get it started, but I'm not necessarily going to pull them back. I can ink them. I have some other powerful characters that I definitely want to keep on board.
Right, so inking the goat here, gonna start ramping up, do some things. Maybe if he could ramp up to his higher characters, he could kind of establish some board presence.
Start knocking out some of these little characters. He's thinking about what he wants to ink. He knows, I think, that these foxes are really good trades for him. So he does ink
a second goat there.
Yep, that makes sense to me. And then uses that to play
the Diablo there. So Ivan's going to quest for 2 here. And he's going to play a character to bounce back the broom, which may be because he likes to draw.
He does like to draw. Plays a crab, bounces, gets that draw. And now that crab is on board, so he says, you got a fox coming, you got a Diablo that just is going to sit there and quest. I'm going to hit it.
We see the Finder's Keeper in Daryl's hand too as well. So both players like to opt for the heavy draw.
So I think he's going to do the genie. Yep, the evasive genie there gives him some options. He gets a crab as well in hand, I see. And he's opting not to quest. What do we think about that?
Yeah, with the Diablo, maybe he just doesn't want to get crabbed into the Diablo as well, or maybe he wants to crab him back because I do see a crab
Mhm.
in Daryl's hand as well. So sometimes you just kind of want to lay back a little bit and see what your opponent does and see what the most optimal trade is.
Yeah, it is nice. I think either of them could he could use this crab potentially, put it on the Diablo, hit the crab on Ivan's side, get a draw, get a pretty good trade there, and then still potentially hit that Diablo off the board or just be questing with Genie. Kind of depends on what he has.
All right, so
See
you
the
have the crab.
crab. That's exactly what happens. And he gets that extra draw. Another Elsa he inks. Looks like he's got a lot of Elsas.
Okay, so he's gonna start questing here with the genie. Doesn't see Ivan's genie yet either, but I think he does also run an Elsa maybe as well. So we'll see what kind of genie wars we have going here.
Yep, and Ivan is just doing what Ivan does, which is push for as much lore as quickly as possible and then get some things down. I do see, it's unfortunate he doesn't have a crab, but I do see that Penelope that he played,
Okay.
which is that rush, evasive, which
Yeah,
could do some work on this genie. I also see a Medusa, maybe he wants to play that next round,
true.
but they are two uninkables in his hand, I think, so that's kind of tough. Oh, I love this card that Daryl just drew. I don't know how good it is for him now, but it is the Peter Pan Shadow. It makes
Yeah.
his rush characters evasive. I love that card. I think it adds a lot of dynamic.
Yeah, that's you're starting to see different kinds of the Peter Pans played here now. Again, to counter the Diablo meta, depending on your local, but
Hmm.
people are definitely experimenting with the Peter Pans, whether that's a 3 cost or a 4 cost here.
Yep. And the fun thing about that Shadow is it is rush. It can also make your foxes rush potentially. Um, he hits the goat. He's gonna give.
The strength to
Yep.
Sisu there.
And then he does have enough cards in hand that it makes sense. It knocks out his Elsa. Interesting. Can't shift, but it's okay. He's still got an Elsa in hand, actually.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna drop that Medusa there, get
Yep.
rid of the genie, quest away, and pass it back to Daryl.
Yeah, I mean, he's ahead on lore. Here's the question, though. Where is Ivan's draw?
I know. Compared to his first round, he's not seeing much actually. He's not seeing any of the friends, the library,
Yeah.
finders keepers. So, um, if Daryl could just get rid of the board here, he could kind of just probably climb his way back up
Ivan will get two draw from
and play
if
the goat.
Daryl removes these two items, but he is very much ahead. So I am thinking he has this Peter Pan. He's thinking about it. He has an Elsa. He's thinking about that. Hits the Peter Pan. And he is going to take out. Ivan gets a draw.
I even drew that right away, so I'm ready.
Yeah, he said, I'm ready. I miss. Daryl, I feel like, keeps getting into these spots where he just has, like, he's not necessarily inking. He's at an awkward ink count where he has, like, 2 ink left. He can't
All right,
really play anything else.
and Ivan with that be prepared there.
He's got friends. There we go. He's drawing. He's back on the board.
He's got the B king as well.
Yeah,
Could probably ink that and play the B king.
which is what I think exactly what he's gonna do. Oh,
Or the rush. Yeah,
or the
there she is.
rush.
Okay,
There she
the
is.
nullify.
That also makes sense.
Now Daryl has to be careful here. Just dropping a single character could get wiped by a Tremaine, a Be Prepared,
Mhm.
or even
Mhm.
now, B King.
Yep. But he doesn't have a lot of smaller characters. He's got the 5 drop Elsa. He's got the 5 drop Belle. He's got Finders Keepers.
Yeah,
And he's got big Elsa. So where he might want to go really wide against red, potentially, draw out a Be Prepared or balance out the board, he really can't. So he's gonna hit here. I wonder if he'll heal maybe.
okay. So that opens up for Ivan to play the B King if he decides to do so. He's also got Brawl.
Yep.
There
He's
you
gonna
go.
brawl. I mean, that makes sense to me. Spend the brawl when you know you have a brawl target. You can see that Daryl's maybe not playing a lot of the smaller characters, so you know that you might be able to get a good um, King Undisputed out later. You
Right.
have your Be Prepared if he goes really wide, and you're just, in the meantime, just questing.
Yeah, this is interesting here. He knows, if anything, Zero has a lot of reps against Ruby Amethyst because he's been playing Blurple for a couple sets
Yep.
now, so he's kind of knows what to do in this situation. I think he has to bait some stuff out and maybe draw cards. Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not. I don't think he's seeing what he wants. He's seeing really like mid, not his small
Right.
characters, and he's just keeps hitting this like awkward number of ink where he
Yeah.
can't play one more thing down. And you definitely don't want to be Blurple and see a board like this because you're really, how are you even going to get rid of it?
Yeah, I mean, you could drop Big Elsa, but that's only really preventing a couple players from questing there.
And you also see Ivan only play down a Diablo and still have 6 ink. So, I mean, I'm guessing there's removal in his hand, right? What else
Hmm.
is there going to be? So that never feels good. But I don't know that Daryl has a lot of answers in his hand. He's like, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff.
Cusco, and yeah, this might run away with the game here. Just too much going on. That board
Yeah,
is just too
yep,
wide.
yep.
And then
And
the B
Daryl
King
says,
getting rid of
yeah,
Elsa there. Yep.
nothing that nothing to be done. And unlike the red there, I mean, Daryl doesn't have anything that's going to get rid of these little characters if he doesn't have anything on the board.
Right. Yeah. And Ivan didn't draw as much there, but he did see some
Drew what he
important cards at the
needed.
right moment. Yeah. So that Medusa coming down pretty quick. The B King to get rid of that Elsa kind of solidified the game. And just all the draw power from the Amethyst cards that replaced itself really got Ivan going there. So we're gonna see the first game going to Ivan here, and
And Ivan did go first, right?
Ivan did go first.
Yes.
Yes, Zero maybe. I don't know what he does here. Maybe he tries to ramp up a little bit harder too as well, but or maybe just try to establish a board. It's a really interesting matchup.
Yeah. I think he just got really bad draw, to be honest.
Yeah, the last several turns were not optimal for Zero there.
Even with the Finders Keepers, he really didn't find anything that was going to like solve his problems there or even get any board presence, and that's just tough when you're in late game red and you know that they have all of these ways to remove stuff and you
Yeah,
really need things to stay
right.
on the board. All right. He drew 8 again.
Oh my, Ivan,
Ivan.
you
No.
are banned
Where's
for a minute.
coach? Get coach. Get coach. Oh, he's happens. It happens. New
This is the second time,
new
Ivan.
skills.
Oh
Gotta
my
maybe
God.
be counting them out.
Right.
Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Daryl's
L in
like
the chat for Ivan, guys. Just for this once, cause no.
shaking my head. That's right. It looks
uh,
like Judge came in, said pick a random one. Did they already mulligan?
they're in the process of doing it. Ivan drew 8 right now, so
Uh,
L in the chat
L in
though.
the chat. We got 2 L's.
3 L's there with Adam there.
Oh, I see. Yep. I'm not.
Crazy. Ivan is too excited. Maybe who
Yeah.
knows? Like Adam said, he's just excited
He
to be
just
here.
knows he's gonna draw up to 8 at some point in one turn, so
Yeah.
he's like, "Why don't I just start with 8? Why don't I make it easy for you?"
Yeah, I'm not playing against any discard today. I'm just gonna draw everything.
Yep. I can hear Coach there saying, "You gotta get it together." Coach Ray Ray saying, "Come on,
We should
Ivan."
give Daryl an extra card just for that. Yeah, just put him in there.
Yeah, make it a good game here.
That was great. I want to clip that later on. Maybe.
um. All right.
I know, right? Red purple players
Redford, they just
feel
draw
like
and
they
draw
want to
and
draw
draw.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little entitled, but that's
They
okay.
say all the cards for me, none of the cards for you.
Just double count there.
Yeah,
I'm
make
so
sure
glad
before
Ivan
you
can count to
look.
7. Adam, scum of the earth.
Thank goodness Ivan hasn't been playing into Whole New Worlds.
Yeah. I mean,
Because that mid game, that's going to be tough.
yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. Oh, we have Chernabog. I think we have a bell.
There's the bell, yep, but no
No
popsicle.
popsicle,
That
so he just
happens.
says, you know what? I see the Tipo, which is kind of nice because Tipo can trade into Diablo, Tipo can trade into Chernabog, but also gives you that ramp potential.
Yeah.
And in this matchup, I kind of like having things on the board.
I think I see 3 genies on Daryl's hand, which is kind of
That,
nuts.
but you can ink it with the Tipo, which is
Yes.
also nice in the way that you can't necessarily if you have the sale. So if you are gonna end up with too many inkables, it's nice to do that. Daryl pops to draw again. He does have that sale. He's gonna ink it, and he's gonna play the Tipo. And I think
Could have been a genie.
could have been
One
a
of the
genie.
genies.
It looks like it
Yes.
was.
Yep.
Yep. And then Ivan seen the same thing. Popping those Chernobog followers, inking, not playing
Two
a
one drops
Tipo.
probably. Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
And again, see, this is nice. I could potentially take out that Diablo if I wanted.
Yeah. Let's see here. So
This
I
is
don't know if
tough.
he's gonna try to fox already. I'm gonna just ink it. Oh, he's already at 4.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is at 4 because
Okay.
he had it's the
It was
black
hard to see. Yep.
sleeves are hard to see.
They
Let me
blend in.
see.
There you go.
Yep. Get that genie. He has another genie.
Yeah. Turn 3 genie's really strong in this matchup
Yes.
too. So really tough. Ivan has to see his Vanellope and kind of survive another turn there. So he's gonna at least get a couple lore out of this genie.
He's inking the library to play a crab. He's gonna pop to draw off that broom. Nothing for the Diablo to hit, but the crab is there. He could bounce it. It could hit something. He could. There's
Okay,
that
drawing into another bell there.
bell again. Another genie. I mean, that's tough. Into a shift bell, so that's really interesting.
Yeah,
So
I forgot he does play that actually.
and I saw it last. He had that 5 bell, and I went, "That's a little weird. I'm not sure what what you're using it for, but I should never doubt Daryl, because it does make sense there. You could actually get a really early shift bell.
Yeah, and it's again good in this meta. Takes out a lot of the small characters.
Yep.
Some of the evasives. So yeah, it
Yep.
makes sense to play her as a shift target.
Yep. You could also maybe hit the bell with something, or hit another character and transfer some of that damage as well. So a lot of good stuff. Ivan is playing draw, getting the rabbit down, singing with the crab, I believe, going with his Diablo. He's like, go ahead and hit it. I'll draw off it anyway.
No evasive for Ivan though, so that's gonna be rough for him to kind of catch up to the genies.
Yeah, I do.
They're just gonna be questing away.
See a be prepared, popping.
That is a 7-drop Hades, which is really great against
Yeah.
really those blue matchups that play the Tamatoas. Good against that and the mirror matchups. So
Yep.
good card to hold on to. Just thinking here.
He's thinking. He's taking out the crab. Interesting. He says, I don't want you to bounce that back. I don't really want you to draw off your Diablo.
Oh, there's the bell shift.
Incredible.
Nice play from Zero there.
And like we said earlier, I mean, even if they end up drawing off that rabbit, it's better for them to draw once than bounce and draw and bounce and draw.
Yep.
So the sooner you can get it off the board, the better. And I was curious. I was like, why the crab in the Tipo? But I should, again, never doubt Daryl.
Daryl finished top 4 with the discard deck lately, so he's going back to his roots to Blurple and definitely showing the masterclass here for you guys how to play some lines. So great interaction there with the genies and bells.
And again, he's doing exactly what he wants, which is getting a lot of lore down quickly, having some sticky characters, and he wants to just outrace before potentially these Be Prepareds come out. He's showing us that he had a Hades, he has another uninkable, and then he has a crab.
Yeah, the Peter Pan shadow, I believe.
Thank you, yes. Oh, nice. So everything is exerted. He does have this evasive, gonna do 2 damage to the genie.
questing for one there, and then passing along to Daryl, which I think the Shadow Finder, is that like a 2-3 or 3-2?
It is a 2-3. Does he have a fox? I don't think so. And he is at. It's so hard to tell. I think he's at 6, so I do think he could Hades here.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 7 now, but.
He's gonna do the shadow, and then he's gonna do crab.
Ooh, wow.
Nice.
To
He's
take
gonna
out that
take
Elsa.
that Elsa out, keep his shadow up, and then he's just gonna quest to 12.
Yeah, establish a board before he could even get to B prep, which is the
Yeah,
game
that's
plan here. Get as much characters
scary.
on the field, because Ivan's only at 5 ink.
And even if he, he can play a Maui, he could play a Medusa, but it's really only to get rid of one character.
Yeah.
Now,
And the crab won't take out any of the characters, the bell either, so.
no. And he
does have a brawl, I think.
is at 9, which is a little unfortunate for Daryl, because it would be nice if he could win before there's any fear of the B prep. But again, he plays goats, so there is potentially just playing one character and still winning. He is gonna take out
Maui to the bell.
That makes sense.
Which
Gonna
will put
quest for 1.
0 to 19, I believe.
Yep. Now we did see Raymond earlier stuck at 19 for a long time. Didn't ever see a goat, so we'll see if this is what happens. I think he has 2 Hades in hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I might just quest and then not do anything because the B prep is pretty scary.
Yeah. He goes to 19. He's clicking away. He says, go ahead and pass. I'll get there, I swear. And I think you're right. I think he's holding these 2 Hades.
Just to be prep, yep.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you play. Yeah, we knows it's coming. Ivan gets a draw of that.
Not really much here, but.
And I see that's so unfortunate. He has you hate to see the fox and 2 Hades on an empty board.
Yeah, it just feels weird, but I'd rather keep the removals there. You got finders keepers.
You really need to find something that is gonna stay
and keep it.
Yeah, you need to find it and keep it. But
I've been waiting for that line all night. Give me that, guys. Give me that one.
I would have
Oh
set you up.
man. All right, we're just trying to stay awake here. That's all we're trying to do. Double Diablos.
Oh, that is tough to be the thing to Hades.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That, especially when you know there's Brawl. Well, Brawl's not going to take out your Hades, but there are Be Prepared. There's Medusas. There's King Undisputed.
So there's a couple things exist that Ivan could at least prevent 0 from totally winning the game.
Oh, nice. Ivan does have a lot of catch-up. That's interesting. Okay, so he's gonna ink something. Ivan doesn't draw off that, which is nice.
So he's gonna quest for 2 and probably be prep here.
Yep. I mean, you have to get it off the board. That is the nice thing about where Daryl is. Oh,
Tremaine. Did not see Tremaine, but there you go. That's a great answer there. Keeping your board strong.
And again, the longer that Ivan can keep these little Diablos on the board, just questing, the better. All right, here we go. Is that a bell? That's really nice, actually. You can...
Great Stone Dragon, first time seeing that.
Yep. You can pop it, play the bell. Now you have to
he
get rid
has
of
to answer 2.
It's still unfortunate. He only has a fox in hand. And I think he's only playing goats as things that can be dropped down for 1 lore.
Yeah, right.
Now, let's see. Ivan has an Elsa, I think. Be Prepared, obviously. Brawl. Foxes.
Yeah, he has to answer the board.
Yep.
And quest and do another B prep. That would be his 3rd one, right?
Yep. He's going to get 2 draw off this, which is not bad. Oh, I see. So he's counting. He says, I can do one more.
And then he
I
has
have my
7. Okay.
7. And my library is going to stay. It's going to
Math is
start
great when you know how
questing.
much ink they have.
Yep. This is really good against blue, too. A lot of the removal is Let It Goes, is Hades. Hard to take that library out. I don't know what he drew. A Tipo.
Tipo for game, everybody. Who knows?
Yeah. Bounce that back. Do damage. I mean, that
Might as well.
makes sense. Fox is pretty hard to get rid of, too.
Hanging on by a thread, though.
Yeah.
It's really tough here.
I mean, that is good. You see 2 brawls and a Shisu in Ivan's hand.
And he
You
has
leave that
Elsa.
Tipo out. That Tipo's going. Instead, he's going to have to put down this Elsa.
Don't know if he has enough challenge power for the Fox, though.
You're right, because the Elsa is only 2. And he doesn't have any
I think he's
draw.
sitting at 11 ink. If he was able to Elsa bounce and play another Elsa, then
And
he
he
would have.
says, nope, not enough.
Wow. Daryl clutching it there last couple turns was pretty scary for him, especially with Ivan just hitting the B preps and the Tremaines.
That Fox is really great, though, in this, when you know there's not that coil, because you know it's not going to get brawled. It's not going to get Chisu'd.
Right.
It's going to have to be, it's not even going to get Mana Medusa'd.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a great kind of patience there from Zero as well. So not trying to go wide, just kind of playing it cool and using the Fox to prevent Ivan from brawling it, which is great.
Yeah.
And if Ivan does draw 8, I don't know, man. We're going to have to put him in timeout for like next week or something. Or you can't play this deck anymore for a good amount of time.
He's counting, and we see 7.
Great. That's good. People learn from their mistakes, which is what we like to see here.
Most important. That's where we play at locals. That's why we have, you come every week so you practice,
Yeah, you can only
Hey.
get embarrassed on the stream, which is good.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
And I'm sure it didn't happen in any of the games that Ivan played off stream. It's only the 2 on stream, unfortunately.
Yep.
All right, so small.
Ivan only put back 1, right?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Ivan put back 1, and Daryl kept 1.
Okay.
And he kept a popsicle. I'm sure he's hoping potentially for that bell.
Yeah, high rolling for that bell so you could combat all those the wide board of Diablos and Cuscos early on.
Yep. Get a lot of good trades. Even if Ivan draws, he's going to be behind on lore. And we're looking. There
He did find the bell
2.
there.
He has 2 popsicles, 2 bells.
He is
That is an incredible hand, and he has
having
got
a great
enough
time
ink.
there. Yep.
All right, and what is Ivan? He's got a fox, which is actually not bad.
Brawl 2 as well, which does deal with that genie in his hand.
So I do see, I see a bell, I see something.
Yeah, there's a crab.
Popsicle. I think you gotta get rid of whatever that.
Elsa?
Yeah, I think you gotta. 2 bells on board, and you're gonna draw here. You're probably gonna get something else to ink. And then, yeah, drop it down. That's
There you go.
That's why you have him in there. And then you can do the same thing next round.
Yep.
And you got no 2 drops, but that's okay. And then it looked like he maybe picked up the shift bell.
So Ivan does like to go wide. The triple 1-drop opening in the first couple turns there, especially against Blurple, it's really good. But the bell will really help,
Also,
calm that down.
Friends too, which this bell can sing if he wants.
If I was Ivan, I would be singing if he was playing the bell combo. But
yeah.
Daryl here probably want to get rid of some of the board there. Yeah, he's singing. All right.
He's singing. Okay.
Could
He
sail
says,
though, and then you could play the popsicle as well.
Yep. Yep, and then he can play that bell next round. He knows that Ivan doesn't really have any way to get rid of these items, so he doesn't have to play them all in the same round. I do think it hurts to get rid of 2 of your Elsas, but what else are you really going to ink here?
Yeah.
And you have to ink potentially twice.
What else are you gonna ink there? What
Hey!
else are you gonna ink, guys? Put me in timeout. I do not need to keep saying all this stuff tonight. 10 o'clock. It's not too bad.
Hey.
I usually wake up around midnight.
I think what he's struggling here with is he seems to want the Elsa. No, you gotta. I think you gotta ink that. But he has to. Oh, that hurt my heart. That's so hard for me. I don't know if that's right. I think what he's debating here is he knows that he really has to play the sail first. He can't play the popsicle, and he wants to keep everything in his hand. He wants that Elsa to exert something and play it, but he's dropping this bell, which he could have had 2 bells on board.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
tough.
know. It's
One of the
tough.
hardest things in this game is really inking the cards
Yes.
and knowing what cards to keep. So that must have been a really, really tough choice because Daryl's hand is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
mean,
has a lot of tools to kind of answer Ivan's boards and the Hades and the genies and stuff. So
yeah. He can goat, he can genie. Ivan's doing what that Diablo does with those goats, which is, or sorry, those crabs. Merlins all seem the same to me. Which is trade a Diablo 1-drop into something that costs more and get the draw.
right.
Drops the genie. This is tough with those brawls. You know, potentially, again, Daryl really wants to out race Ivan before the be prepared.
Yeah, which might be a lot more difficult now that he has Brawl.
Yep. He does have a lot more genies coming down. But Ivan is just going left and saying, I got time, I got characters, I'm not worried.
Yeah. So what do we have here? He's approaching the 5 ink here. He's gonna draw a genie.
He's gotta ink something. It's a hard choice. I mean, I think you get rid of. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Great Stone's really good in the mirror matches of like red, blue, and stuff, but here it's not a.
He really,
Not,
really likes this Elsa.
yeah, he does. I mean, it's one of the true answers to genie as well. So you gotta have that availability to trade.
Does Ivan play genies? I don't know that I've seen him play any. I've
He
seen
might just be
rabbits.
playing rabbits
Yeah.
in here.
I mean, I do like the rabbits if there's a lot of red going around because if it's gonna get knocked
Yep.
out, you know.
Right. Yeah. So guaranteed draws is really strong.
And he,
And when you play against another Ruby player, your genie could just get brawled. So opting for the rabbit draw, I don't think is horrible.
yeah, and he's got the brawls for the Diablo answer, so he has some other options. He's got be prepared, stuff like that. All right, a lot of cards in hand.
Yeah, Blurple could definitely keep up with the draw cards in this set.
Yeah.
They always had a healthy hand size, so um
He's saying, I'm hitting your crab.
yeah, because of the bell. Ivan's like, what? There you go.
Yep. He said, we did this before. I'm hitting, and then I'm killing.
Yep.
Yep.
So he was just trying to figure out the math there.
And then a Diablo. Great, 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 great.
So the bell coming in clutch in both games, kind of getting rid of
Yes.
the board there, which is really nice to see. Even opting to trade the genies, which you don't see too many people do, trade your genies into other characters.
Well, I think that's why these genies really make way more sense in Blurple than maybe in Ivan's Ruby Amethyst deck
Right.
because he wants that bell, but if you run a rabbit into something like that, you're not going to have enough willpower to be able to withstand a hit.
Sure. Playing the Sisu there to get rid of the Diablo. See the
Makes
big Hades in his hand.
sense. Ivan's saying, do I want to
Do I want card
here?
draw? Of course I want card draw. Let me quest with a Diablo.
I think, we only have 2 cards in hand. We have this Vanellope Rush Evasive, and then we have Be Prepared.
Yeah, this is
And no Inkables, which is tough.
one of the few times you decide. Ivan's thinking pretty difficult decisions here because He wants to do the crab probably trade with the Diablo. Okay, so Daryl has, what is a 6 ink?
I think he can Hades, but you're also then guaranteeing that Ivan has 7 ink next turn,
Right.
which is scary. Instead, he can maybe opt to play this Elsa and take out the Shisu. Not give any card draw.
Yeah,
He's
this
been
is.
keeping that Elsa for a reason.
Yeah. Thinking doesn't want to walk into the be prepared.
Yep. Now here's the question: are you taking the crab? He's taking the crab.
Looks like it.
And he's gonna trade there. Take 3. Is he gonna ink? He's got crabs. He's got a lot of uninkables. He really has just the crab, which is tough. I
Yeah.
understand. I get that. I mean, I do think Daryl's feeling happy here in that he's got a lot more cards than he did last time looking at Ivan 7 ink. So potentially, you know, he's saying, go ahead, be prepared me. I can restock the board.
Yeah, that's a good heal off popsicle because Ivan does run Vanellope, which has a rush and evasive.
Yep.
Which probably could have taken out that Elsa there.
And then here is this question where he's saying, do I quest? Because now Diablo can run into my bell and get some draw if Ivan potentially doesn't have an ink, which he might not actually, versus not trying to catch up with the lore. It's tough. It's tough
Yeah.
when you're behind.
Right. He might just, yeah, crash in a bell just for the draw.
Yeah, I do see at least 2 uninkables there. And he draws the crab.
Which could take out the Elsa if he wanted to.
Yep.
But they gonna be prepared here? No.
Looks like he is gonna Penelope and crab potentially. Yep. And then crash. Keep all
Keep
of
the
his
Sisu
board
on there, yep.
alive. That makes perfect sense. Because again, that is evasive, so it's gonna be hard for Daryl to get rid of that. We are at 7, 1 card in hand. Really gotta think about what you want to play, but you also have to catch up.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna Hades the Vanellope here.
Yeah. I don't hate that. He's singing Friends. He's saying, if you're going to be prepared me again. I mean, he'd love to put some little, like, Diablos down. I just don't think he's drawing them. Is going to Hades.
Hades the Vanellope there, so plenty of ink for Ivan to work with. Just not seeing so much of his draw engine like we saw in the first round against Ray Ray, but a lot of back and forth here, especially with removing each other's characters.
Daryl still has a lot of draw and a lot of removal, which is intense. And I don't know what Ivan picked up. It's going to go to 12.
Yeah, I've been going to 12.
And he's going to pass. Interesting.
Maybe he's trying to bait another big character on the field. But can you avoid drawing 3? That is very tempting. With the Finder's Keepers in his hand.
Yep. And then he's got, crabs that he could be playing. Again, if you... Oh, I don't hit those T-pos necessarily either. You could also Fox that potentially a Bell or a Hades back in your hand. He's got a lot of Hades. And get rid of... Interesting, okay.
He's going to bounce back the Hades then.
I'm assuming I would, unless he plays the crab down. Okay. I see that he has the bounce potential. At this point, I'm looking at this board. Go to 13. I still need draw. I played a lot of my Diablos already. I don't think I've been seeing his libraries.
But Ivan's still ahead with him. Yeah, 12-4.
6. A
Big
Shisu.
Sisu shift. Okay. Not taking out anybody, but definitely getting the 3 lore there.
Yep. You know, it is smart that Daryl put down that crab. He can drop a fox. He can ink those. He's got options. Oh, and he has the Diablo, which I would definitely be playing because it lets me get more draw
All right.
if I get Be Prepared or removal.
So you got the genie there.
Oh, a goat. That goat is nice too. He could also just trade, you know, the bell into the Shisu if he doesn't want to bounce anything back. And that's what he's going to do. He says, let's just trade. That's fine.
Okay.
And now he's got options. He can play some T-pose down. He can play that goat down, potentially. Yep. And again, saying, if you want to Be Prepared me, that's fine. I am going to draw and get lore.
Yeah. Very strong play from Daryl there. Now you're really forcing a be prep.
Yep.
Getting a lore and drawing off Diablo, not bad.
And he's got more genies. He's got he's got another genie. He's got a fox potentially. He's gonna
2
get
Hades.
draw 2 Hades, which is really nice. Yeah, he's gonna get 1 draw, 1 lore. Okay, Binders Keepers. I've been saying you can go 1 round, catch up with me. I'm gonna try to. Oh, he's got a goat, another Be Prepared, which might not be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Chernobyl followers, I believe.
Yeah.
You got the Peter Pan rush evasive.
Rush.
Gonna keep that on the field there.
Another friend that's singable by this crab potentially. A lot of questing opportunities. You can bounce back this goat, which is always feels good.
Right.
A popsicle to heal Hades if you want it and get draw. So if Daryl quests, he's gonna go up to 14. I mean, that feels really good.
That does, yeah.
You bounce this goat.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you save yourself from the be prepared. Just got to protect the goat there.
Yep. Go up to 15. And I don't see why not play it.
He's got enough ink to do some stuff here. Popsicle to draw. Draw into a sail.
He says, all right, we'll sail. We'll get more ink.
Draw into Chernobog's followers.
He's got 2 ink left, and he can still ink twice. He doesn't want to ink, though. He says, I'm good with the cards I have. I really just wanted the sail for the draw, which is the nice thing. You don't have to ink it all. He's got Chernobog. He's got goats. He's got these 2 Hades. That's a tough hand. Oh, he's got a rush. I can't tell what that last card to the left is.
Yeah, that is a. Gotta double check that one. Purple card, I believe, but that's all I could tell.
Yep.
Unless you guys in the chat could see, but from our perspective, not sure. But he does have a healthy hand too, as well.
Ivan's gonna sing friends. What do you think he's looking for here? More.
Yeah, perhaps more value out of that. Yeah, that singer.
He's gonna draw off his Diablo.
You have a 1 cost to play. A Chernobog's followers, probably.
Oh, he's inking and playing
Cusco.
Cusco. Equally good. Another sail, more draw. He can put a lot of stuff down here. Keep drawing.
Genie there.
He could, I mean, he can goat. Can he quite? He can't quite. Oh, he can. He can goat into his. Right, he played 4. I can't tell his ink.
Yeah, you got 4 there. Goat probably, and then you could bounce.
Yeah.
Next turn.
Bounce next turn. If he had inked last turn, he could have actually played all of it at the same time, which is unfortunate. He could sail here, play down like a Chernobog follower. Okay, he's gonna goat. He says, let's do this. He's still got a lot of good things in hand. And play a Chernobog follower.
Yep. So that's another turn that's being pressured here.
Yep.
For Ivan. What does he have in his
Win
hand?
at board. He's got to be prepared. He's got a fox.
A fox, yep.
Not going to help him too much. And I can't see his other two cards. The hard thing is he still has to get 4 lore to Daryl's. It's going to be 3 potentially.
Right.
But you also don't want to leave this goat on the board either. You know it's bouncing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But you know Daryl has evasives. He's got bounce stuff. Okay, he says, I'm going to draw. I think he can still play the Be Prepared.
Yeah, he could ink and play Be Prep.
Is that another one? We love to see that for Ivan.
Just counting out some here, some outs.
So he's trying to see what can I get rid of. I have 2 Be Prepareds.
Oh, you can't. Oh, he's looking at his discard pile.
Discard. He's trying to see, what do you have? What are you going to play? How many characters do you have? Can you get rid of my characters if I put them down? Do I need to be prepared? Does he have some? Oh, he has the Medusa. Potentially get rid of that genie. I'm sure he was trying to account for the foxes. He knows that he's played foxes. I think he's going to say, I have to.
Yeah.
And I think there he had the Medusa, so he could have gotten rid of the genie.
Yeah, he probably was also maybe thinking how much bounce targets he has for the goat.
Right.
Because he could just win through that too as well.
Yep, I think that's what it was on his mind there. He says, if you quest bounce, you win. So I have to because there's a chance. But he could have Medusa'd that genie and lasted one more round.
Okay, so he is opting for the Shadow Finder or whatever shadow that is.
Peter Pan Shadow.
The 3 and 4 cost is just so confusing for me. I know I'm not the only one, but one has an extra lore over it, and one's a 3 cost and one's a 4 cost. So that's about as knowledgeable of a Peter Pan card I know for me. So
yeah, and one of them makes your rush evasive. That's the shadow, and the other one makes your evasive rush.
There you go.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Do we have that right?
Probably.
And he's gonna bounce
it
the
back.
crab back. I mean, I think that makes sense. He just is like, I have this fox. I need to get it on the board, and you're gonna have to keep removing my stuff. He's got game again.
It's got the Medusa.
Medusa. Six, 4.
What is he
Such
here
a
tapping
tight
5?
game.
Okay, goat. Yeah, this is very close.
Oh, it's a close game. We love to see that goat. Again, the same calculation is going to come out here. If you quest with that goat, bounce, it's tight. It's tight. So what do we have here?
It is a timing around here. So the next turn or two will definitely determine the fate of the game here.
This is where you want that Elsa.
Is he gonna Hades the goat here?
I think he has to. Does he have enough? He has enough to draw 1 popsicle. I mean, the other option is you Elsa if you had drawn it. He has to. Hades that goat. Goes up to 18. And he's going to have to quest.
Yeah. All determines on this
and
this last play here. Does Ivan have the outs?
He does have another Be Prepared, I'm pretty sure. 2. Maybe he doesn't.
Definitely a nail biter right now. It is
So close.
anybody's game.
Anyone draws a
He does have a
goat.
bee prepared in
He
his
does have
hand.
a be prepared in his hand. He also has a library. I don't think he has quite enough ink to library. He is gonna finders keepers.
Might as well keep drawing.
I'm sure he's looking for potentially something else that he can get rid of. Like maybe two brawls. So he doesn't have to play this be prepared. Maybe a goat. Also could win him the game.
Daryl's praying a Zeus there to see if Ivan doesn't have any
Yeah, he has that
outs.
library too, which would do work. Because that's a lot harder to get rid of unless he top decks a Cusco. Also, you're in round, so you might as well really take your time, even though
Yeah,
it is
right.
10:30
Only
only.
working overtime here.
But take your
Shout
time.
out to Zeke who's behind the mastermind of this stream over
Woo!
here. So thank you for staying here, and thank you guys for staying here with us.
Yeah, I do agree with the chat. It could have been a good move. I don't know if he had. He definitely actually did. He could have quested, played the library, and then
Yep.
be prepared, and
Yeah.
that would have been one away.
But Ivan does like to draw cards, so that could be a downside of
And it is hard, you
his
know.
player tendency there.
Yeah, it's hard because often the advice is draw all your cards first and then make decisions. But when your card draw is 5 ink, those are tough decisions.
Yeah, down to the wire here.
He's gonna quest, yep. And he's gonna have to ink something. He took back that ink. He said, never mind.
I think that's the first time I've seen the Queen of Hearts in Ivan's hand there.
Inks the Cusco. Plays
Plays
the
the
be
B prep.
prepared. Oh, you see Daryl is just
He's like, ugh.
so upset. He says, alright, I see. Maybe he's not so upset. Maybe we're projecting. Daryl's pretty chill.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright. I mean, you're running. He's still got cards. I mean, I guess I play 2 things and I pass.
Right.
But you're
Elsa
in
and a crab.
rounds. It's tough. Are you gonna. I guess you have to. I wonder if he could have Hades something. That's good too, though. That Ivan has to get rid of 2 things this round.
Which I don't know if he does.
I don't know if he can. I see an Elsa, which is going to get rid of 1 thing, but it's not enough to get rid of the evasive Peter Pan, which is what he has to get rid of. So he's going to hit the. Yep. Do 2 damage. Does he have anything else?
Does he have a crab or a fox?
He can bounce. Oh my god, he can ink and he can play it again. And then he should be able to, yep.
Wow.
That was great.
Surviving there.
And that's why it's important, kids, even if you have your playable hand, keep inking. Because in these bounce metas, it really matters if you can do a fox into another high-cost character.
Scared of the goat, though. That could get him the game.
And he's
Ivan really wanted Fox to survive for the potential of questing for 2.
Well, Ivan only needs to quest for 1. He has an evasive. Daryl can play that.
There you go. There's a Hades there.
And then he can play this
Hard
bell.
cast the bell.
I don't even know what turn they're in.
I know. Yeah, this is probably
but
the last
they're so
turn.
close, I think.
No answer. Great game.
Great,
wow.
incredible game.
Daryl taking it.
Wow.
By the skin. Wow.
So close. I do think had Ivan played that library, I don't know that Daryl would have had an answer.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's Austin or Rascalot, but yeah, definitely he could have certainly quested, be prepared, and then played the library, and that would have forced Daryl to find some answers, which in his deck doesn't really have too many.
Yeah, he
He has a
has
Cusco, but
Cusco Hideaway maybe.
yeah, we haven't seen too much of that in any of his hands, but that would have been crazy.
I mean, I still think to Ivan's credit, you don't know that you're gonna win there. Daryl
Yeah.
did top deck a. That was Daryl that top decked a Cusco, right? I thought that was him
Yeah,
today.
against the legend. Yep,
Yes.
we saw that
So you
happen.
can top
So,
deck a Cusco. You can do many things. But incredible.
but great. That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys were in for the treat there because there's some really good back and forth action. Two top players in the Chicagoland area playing here at Nerd Rage Gaming. So hopefully you guys were studying that a little bit and seeing how those kind of games played out. A lot of draw power, a lot of crazy interactions, but certainly it was entertaining.
It was a great time. Definitely come out every Tuesday, 6:30. Nerd Rage Gaming. We're here.
4 rounds, let's get it.
4 rounds.
But yeah, thank you guys for staying with us for the last 4 hours. It was really great being here. Make sure you guys are following the page, Nerd Rage Gaming. You got
Shout out
YouTube,
Zeke.
Twitch. Shout out Zeke. Shout out my channel too, Lands Castle. I'm
Yes.
doing a giveaway. I'm almost at
Follow.
1,000 subs, so got to plug it in. But
You can
thank you also,
see.
Allison, for joining me today at casting.
Thank you all.
And thank you guys for being here. Shout outs to you guys, though, 100%. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So
Thank you.
much
Thank
love
you.
to you guys in the chat. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, just one more shout out. Follow AC. He does deck profiles on all the players here. So they talk about their strategies. You can see their deck. It's a great channel. He also has all the hot goss. So,
Do it.
number
Represent.
one channel beside Nerd Rage Gaming.
There